Distribution of your assets at the time of your passing. Avoid probate.
Good morning, everyone. Let me move the camera just a bit. There we go. Good morning. Like my Space Force shirt? This is an awesome shirt. Space Force, make space great again. A little play off of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Anyone buy gas yet? Here we go.
Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE. 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE. And now.
Yes. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. That's right. That's what makes us the longest running radio show. It's 4 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning, May 11th, 2021. And as always, we have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Holy smokes. Have any of you bought gasoline yet? Yeah, you know, this Colonial pipeline ransomware attack. I remember what it was like last year with the toilet paper. Pretty scary stuff. So last night, I went and filled up my car and my wife's car. And then this morning, before I came to work, I woke up and I went to the gas station and I left early. I filled up my daughter's car, took it back home to her, and then I took my car. So I have filled up all of the cars in my family with gasoline. And I'll tell you, I went to the gas station. It's about 4:30 in the morning to fill up my daughter's car, and there were more people at the gas station than normal. And in fact, you could tell that there were people that some of them were still in their pajamas, practically, getting gas this morning. So people remember the toilet paper shortages of 2020, and they don't want a repeat of it. So yeah, I know. In this time of year, because hurricane season's around the corner, you always want to keep your cars filled up here in Florida. But, I filled up all the cars with gas, and I'll probably be topping them off every day or every other day. Not that we drive that much, just to be on the safe side. There's nothing worse than that. I know I've been without being able to get gas here after hurricanes, and it's not fun. That is for sure. So, yeah, and, the Biden administration response to this cyber attack of this pipeline is, I think, the weakest response I've seen. This is like Jimmy Carter, It's like Jimmy Carter. We got the gas lines. There's reports already of gas stations running out of gas here in Florida and in other states as well. I was reading a story this morning about airlines, because the pipeline that had the attack that was shut down on Friday supplies gas to, about half the East Coast, including the Atlanta area, which is the big airport hub. And I read a story this morning of airlines diverting to some other stops outside of Atlanta because they're afraid of fuel shortages there. And Biden's response is like as weak as you could be. I mean, this presidential term that we're suffering through right now with Joe Biden is going to be looked upon like the Jimmy Carter era, isn't it? When America gets pushed around, and it's the same players, right? We got the gas lines, right? We had the gas lines during Jimmy Carter. We got Iran again, giving us problems like with Jimmy Carter. I know, it's pretty scary stuff. Now, let me share this story. This is ABC News, liberal news, I know, but they got an article here on that gives us some information here. What we know about the Colonial pipeline ransomware cyber attack. A cybersecurity attack targeting operators of a major East Coast fuel pipeline has left the nation reeling, exposing the vulnerabilities of critical infrastructure to new threats, while also leaving many Americans with more questions than answers. Now, I got a question here that no one's asking. Pipelines shut down, supplies, they say 45%, so supplies about half of the gasoline for the East Coast. Now, here's a question I have that I haven't heard any of the experts talk about on television. When Biden, the first thing Joe Biden did when he became president, do you remember what it is? What's the first action Biden did? Do you guys remember? He shut down the construction of the Keystone Pipeline, which was going to supply gas all over the United States, from Canada down south to how far? So here's my question. Biden, by shutting down the Keystone Pipeline, killing 100,000 or more jobs, but shutting down the flow of oil, of gasoline by doing that, did he shut off more oil than these ransomware hackers out of Russia did with the Colonial? I don't know. Anybody, I haven't seen anybody in the media making these comparisons. Joe Biden likes shutting down pipelines. He did it with Keystone. And he's proud of it, and then goes and does victory laps celebrating it. Colonial Pipeline said on Saturday that it was the victim of a cyber attack involving ransomware and had proactively halted all pipeline operations as a result. The 5,500-mile pipeline system transports approximately 45% of all fuel consumed on the east coast of the United States. Oh my goodness. Runs from Texas to New Jersey. President Joe Biden acknowledged the ransomware attack during remarks on Monday, saying his administration has been tracking the incident extremely carefully and that he has been personally briefed every day on it. See, briefed on, well, thanks a lot. I'm glad they're following it and they're briefing him, but what are they doing? See, this is one of the reasons that they didn't like Trump. Presidents aren't supposed to do anything, is what I've learned with President Trump. President Trump was a worker, always on the Resolute desk, stacks of papers and everything. You look at Biden, you look at Obama, you look at Bush, all of them, the desk clean, nothing on it, because presidents, all they do all day is get briefed. They don't make decisions, they don't get involved, they don't do anything, they just get briefed all day. Brief. Okay, I've been briefed. Well, what are you doing? Well, I've been briefed on it. Yeah, but what are you doing? Well, they're briefing me and following. I know, it's ridiculous. Eric Goldstein, the Executive Assistant Director for Cybersecurity at the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, boy, that's a title and a half, told ABC News on Monday that Americans should not expect any shortfalls from the hack. They expect resolution of this issue in the near future, and shortfalls that will affect the American people are not anticipated, they said. Well, the problem is people do what I just did today, right? Filled up all my cars with gas. I usually, because my car that I drive every day to work and around, usually a tank of gas will last me a week. So I fill up my car once a week. My daughter, I don't know how often she buys gas, and my wife, she doesn't really drive, so her tank of gas in my wife's car could last a couple of months because she doesn't drive that much. But people are doing what I did. Like with the toilet paper. You know why I went out and, you know why we had toilet paper shortages last year? Do you know why? It's because of social media. And I remember it clearly, what happened last year. I saw on Twitter, there was a video on Twitter of people out in California fighting over packs of toilet paper at a grocery store in California. And I got off the air the next morning at 9. I met my wife at Publix and we loaded up on everything. Everything. And thankfully we did, because the next day is when the grocery store started limiting items to 2 per person and 2 per family and all this stuff. And we were loaded up. And we also loaded up on toilet paper too, and ordered toilet paper on Amazon. We ordered a few cases of it because I don't want to be without that. And by the time it was over, we had so much toilet paper, I was giving cases away. Somebody in the family would come over, like my mother came over, she left with a case of toilet paper. My mother-in-law came over, she left with a case of toilet paper. We had so much at the time, and I had it in the garage, and I had these cases, of the toilet paper in the garage, and what I did is I covered them up with some old comforters and blankets, because if my garage is open, I didn't want the neighbors to know that I had cases of toilet paper in the garage, because it was in short supply, and people, who knows what would happen. But the reason there were toilet paper shortages is because everybody went out and bought it like crazy, more than they ever would. And right now with gasoline, because of all the media talking about it, people are going to fill up their cars like I did today when they normally wouldn't. And the pipeline did shut down for a time. It's not going to be up and running, they say, until the end of the week fully. So, and who knows if that's even accurate, I don't know. So people running out and buying a lot of gas is going to even cause more of a shortage. And I have seen stories of gas stations running out of gas. And it does happen. It does happen. When, hurricane season's June 1st, when I see storms out there that look like they're coming to Florida, not only do I fill up all the cars, I have a generator, and I have, gasoline cans, 5-gallon jugs and everything. I start filling them up because you know what it's like. It gets crazy at the gas stations when that happens. All right, so here we go. This is ABC News I'm reading from. Here is what we know about the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack, including the latest on who was behind it and how it could impact gas prices. I remember President Trump's last day as president. I went up to Mar-a-Lago to greet him as he came back home as president on Inauguration Day, and I filled up my car. It was $1.99 a gallon that day. I took note of it because it was Trump's last day. Today, I paid $2.85 for regular. It's up almost $1. And in some places, it's even more. The FBI confirmed in a statement on Monday that DarkSide ransomware was responsible for the compromise of the Colonial pipeline networks. The FBI added that it will continue to work with the company and government partners on the ongoing investigation. The DarkSide criminal organization operates in Eastern Europe, while federal officials are still trying to determine whether a foreign nation could be involved in the cyber attack. Russian intelligence has been known to cooperate with Eastern European cyber criminals in the past. It's always a concern when any adversary, nation, state, or criminal group targets an American business or critical infrastructure, and particularly, although not exactly, when the effort results in the disruption of a critical function or service. This is the cybersecurity guy for Biden. We're deeply focused on making sure every organization in this country takes steps to minimize risks to their networks, blah, blah, blah. President Biden said during remarks on Monday that there is currently no evidence that Russia is involved in the cyber attack. Although there is evidence that the actors' ransomware is in Russia, Biden added, they have some responsibility to deal with this. This is what you do, Biden. I'm being briefed. I'm going to talk to Putin. Oh, yeah. This is what you do. You tell Putin to find out who these guys are, pick them up, and stop it immediately. Stop it immediately. Or we're going to cut off Russia, and so are our allies, with everything. That's what you do. You got Biden out there defending. How about defending America, Joe Biden? He's running interference for Putin now. You guys out there talk about, with this fake news of Russian collusion with President Trump, and then he was in with Putin. Here you got Biden out there defending Russia. He's been doing it since this story came out. He's defending Russia. You go out there. Do you see Russia pulling this kind of garbage with Trump and getting away with it? I don't think so. And notice how they timed it right as Americans are getting back on the road and traveling. Right as the work week's supposed to begin. It couldn't happen at a worse time. Patrick Dehan, the head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, told ABC News Monday that the pipeline shutdown will likely not impact the price at the pump for most Americans. It certainly creates some logistical challenges in the Southeast. It may create price increases modestly in the Southeast, but there's not an impending spike coming nationally, he said. This is not an outage of a refinery that produces gasoline, and so supply is not disrupted for the rest of the nation that is not served by the Colonial pipeline. But like I said, people are going to run out and fill up like me. We need a tough guy president, not someone that's defending Russia here. All right, let's take our first break of the day. It's 18 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. After the break, I'll take some calls, bring up some other issues. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Have you filled up your cars yet? Are you going to fill up your cars? 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's the number. 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential.
All these things I just took out here is information for me to do commercials with. Mainly just the phone number, so I don't, when I do live commercials, you're me talking about sponsors, so I don't, I can't remember everybody's phone number,
We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
What the heck? There we go.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, guys, welcome back. 20 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting, they do incredible, incredible work. And, you want to take advantage of this free roof inspection. Here we are, the countdown to June 1st, which is the start of hurricane season. And if you have a little wet spot on your ceiling, you could have a very big problem. By the time you see that little wet spot that's about the size of a nickel or a quarter on your ceiling, up at the ceiling roof level, above the ceiling at the roof level, you could have a whole puddle of water up there eating through that drywall. And if we get a tropical storm, which I'm sure we're going to have tropical storm force winds, if we get a hurricane, you're in trouble. You don't want your roof to be ripped away after the hurricane. You need a secure roof to protect you during the hurricane. Call Tom Laporta. Take advantage of that free inspection. Don't let your roof leaks get worse and worse and ignore them like Steve Kane did, who now needs an entire new roof, and about half the drywall in his home is infected with black mold, and that's being replaced because he ignored it. You may just need a simple repair. Let Tom Laporta, he's the expert on this, check it out for you. Also, if you have a homeowners association or a condo association, Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting has an expertise dealing with HOAs like I've never seen. Steve's HOA hates him. And they put up a bunch of obstacles instantly when Steve was going to have a new roof put on his home. Tom Laporta from Laporta Contracting talked to the Homeowners Association, and boom, that was it. Flawless. So if you have an HOA, give him a call. We know how HOA works in Florida. It's a tough thing to deal with, but Tom Laporta can help you. You can find him online at laportacontracting.com. And this number rings directly to his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Also, talk to him about impact windows so you can see out during the hurricane. 954-604-4602. All right, to the phones we go. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Hey, it's Mike in Boca. How are you, Brian?
Doing all right, Mike in Boca. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, I noticed, I think it was this morning when I got up, when I went to look at your shift, I'm done for work now, but I saw you made a podcast. I didn't see that one. It was about the oil. Apparently you said Apple shut down an oil company or something?
Well, I've been talking about it for the last 20 minutes. I don't know if you haven't been listening.
I just got in.
Okay. Try to listen and then call, because I can't recap the last 20 minutes of the show because you just got in the car.
I was going to say, in that last segment, you were basically portraying Donald Trump when you suggest Biden call Putin and stuff. Unfortunately, he's not going to do that. You remember when he first allegedly came into office, he said that China I see him as a competitor.
Well, one thing you got to understand with Democrats is they like to shut down pipelines. a pipeline shutdown to a Democrat is a good thing. They don't like gas. They don't like oil. And by the way, oil is a natural product that is manufactured by the earth. It's all natural, just like flowers, grass, and trees. Comes from the earth.
It is natural.
Yeah.
There's more to be said about that, but I don't want to drag on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Putin says, China's a competitor, and he's not going to, China's a competitor, Putin, he's not going to do that.
Yeah, I've been following because, Mike and Boca here, you've been traveling around South Florida. You're kind of like a Rosa Parks of masks. You've been going into the stores and businesses of South Florida maskless for the last few days.
I've done it because I had to go in, so no one said anything yet. Big One, Public. I did go to the Dollar Tree yesterday, but there, yes, I did wear a mask there.
Well, I've been leaving home without my masks. I've only had two places where one place refused me service for not having a mask on, and the other place I had one other place that told me I had to put a mask on. So I've had resistance in two places so far. But I'm not carrying one with me. I don't have one with me today.
I do when I go to the public. This is the second time I had it in my pocket still, and there was a woman that actually picked her script, and there was one woman in front of me that was a little older than me. She did not have a mask on at all.
Now you're Mike and Boca. I saw something Sunday morning, Mother's Day morning, at around 6 o'clock in the morning. I have not been able to find out what happened. And I thought I'd ask you about it. I went out on Mother's Day, to get coffee in the morning. And I was at the Starbucks on 441 in Glades Road where the Best Buy is. You know what I'm talking? You know that area?
Yeah.
Okay, there was a crime scene there in the parking lot of the Best Buy and Starbucks. And there was a car and an SUV. And it's next to that McDonald's there. They had crime scene tape all up around it. There were about a half dozen police cars there, including a crime scene tech vehicle, and they were going through this vehicle, and they weren't in a hurry. There were no ambulances or anything, and I don't know what happened there. I was too far away to see inside the car, and I've been looking online. I can't find anything about it.
You did see a forensics crime.
Well, it said they had a car. They had a car or an SUV that said crime scene something on it, and they had the entire area of the parking lot roped off with police tape, and there were two cars. There was a car like a four-door sedan backed into this parking space, and next to it, with the hood facing the driver's side, was an SUV, civilian vehicles. And the police were taking things very slowly out of the car. It was a crime scene thing going on. And I've been looking online to find out what happened. I can't find any stories.
I don't want to speculate too much, but it's possible because I know in that area they keep these things extremely quiet. They might have found someone that was a deceased body.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's what I thought. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, I didn't see. It was dark, and I couldn't. And the police were blocking the car a little bit, so I couldn't see if there was anyone in the car. But it looked like a serious crime scene.
I believe it might have been some kind of a murder of some time this happened. There was 6 months ago. There was a gentleman that drove out to 441. Going towards Delray, and he went missing.
Wow.
They found him, and he was deceased, and there was nothing said about it.
Yeah, I've looked on the local newspaper, the local TV stations. I've looked on the local Facebook groups for the area. Not a peep about it.
I forgot the guy's name, but he was kind of like a lot of people do here.
Well, and if you hear anything about this thing I saw Mother's Day morning, let me know. I'm curious. I'm just curious as to what that was.
Yeah, I'll try to find out. I mean, I know from people that might know something.
Oh, okay. Well, when you find out, let me know. I'm very curious about it. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. You know, Friendly Tire in Margate, they've been with us here on the Steve Kane Show for a couple years. I've been a customer there for over 10 years, and Friendly Tire in Margate has the lowest prices on tires that you will find anywhere. Okay, I've been buying tires there for many, many years. Every car in my family is on the road on tires from Friendly Tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock that start at just $30 for most sizes. But he has deals on new tires that you would not, I mean, that are just so low, they're insane. And, you know, Friendly Tire in Margate, he has all the name brands you love. Goodyear, Firestone, Michelin. You know, you get any size tire you want. You can get new tires on any vehicle, luxury vehicles, sports cars, commercial vehicles. You know, I see everything over there. I see Porsches, I see Vettes, I see rust buckets that have no air conditioning that I don't know how they're on the road over there. I see commercial vehicles. I even saw a lawn crew over there that was having tires put on one of their riding lawnmowers at Friendly Tire in Margate. And the new tire prices are out of this world low. You know, I got tires for my Explorer. The lowest price I could find around town, $175 a tire. $175 a tire. That's the lowest price I could find. I tried all the places around town. Friendly Mike's price at Friendly Tire, $75 a tire. And by the way, there's no add-ons at Friendly Tire. That's out the door and on the road. He doesn't charge you to mount the tire, to balance the tire, even to dispose of your old tires. Okay? His prices are that low. Without it, that's out the door and on the road. Steve sent his son Tyler over there. Okay? The lowest price we could find on Tyler's car, on new tires at all the places around town, I researched it, $165 a tire. Friendly Tire's price, $75 a tire. I know, it's amazing. My mother-in-law went over there a couple weeks ago, got new tires on her SUV. He saved her $120 a tire. New tires out the door and on the road. Friendly Tire in Margate. We have listeners that drive so far, oh man, to go to Friendly Tire because the prices are that low. We had some listeners that came on our last Steve Kane cruise. They drove down from out of state. And when we got back into Florida, on their drive home, they stopped at Friendly Tire and got new tires on their car for the drive back up north because the tires are so cheap. We had a listener in New York. Came down to Florida with the family visiting, just on a little vacation, and they went over to Friendly Tire and got tires before they drove back to New York because you can't buy tires, new tires at these prices anywhere. I know they're great deals. Now, Friendly Tire is located in Margate. If you missed the phone number, go to stevecaneshow.com or their website, friendlytire.net. Give Friendly Mike a call. He will give you a quote right over the phone. And again, all his prices are out the door and on the road, no added fees. The price I give you and all the commercials we do for them are out the door and on the road, no added fees. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate. Tell Friendly Mike you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Sole Authority. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Sole Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, welcome back, guys. 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Welcome back. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Who's currently on Newsmax TV at 9 o'clock at night? Can someone tell me? Because at 7 o'clock, it's Greg Kelly. 8 o'clock, it's Stitchfeld. Or is it Stitchfeld or Stitchfield? I don't know who comes on at 9. Well, Newsmax, they're making some lineup changes over there, and that's why I ask. I don't know who's currently on at 9 p.m. weekdays, but they're bringing in Steve Cortez and Jen Pellegrino, who Jen Pellegrino was the One American News White House correspondent, one of them. But here it is. This is Newsmax is set to debut a new primetime show with Steve Cortez, who was an advisor to President Trump, and former One American News Network White House correspondent Jen Pellegrino. She's the pretty blonde girl with the fake teeth. And the show is going to be called Cortez and Pellegrino. The show is set to debut tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, head-to-head with Sean Hannity. According to Newsmax, the show will confront and tackle Washington's permanent political class, big business, and the increasing threat of woke progressivism. Chris Ruddy, the CEO of Newsmax, says Cortez and Pellegrino completes their nightly lineup and will continue their unprecedented growth. So the show joins Spicer and Company, Greg Kelly reports, Stitchfield, and Rob Schmidt tonight, which I've not seen Rob Schmidt. Cortez and Pellegrino will feature a segment called Battle for America, which promotes the amazing stories of regular citizens who have overcome the disastrous policies of the ruling class, such as open borders, critical race theory, and censorship. Newsmax is set to hold a town hall Wednesday with Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Sean Spicer and Lindsay Keith, that's Spicer's co-host, will be hosting the event. The Newsmax Town Hall with Governor Ron DeSantis, Wednesday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, I'll definitely be watching that. With Newsmax, I know a lot of people, this is an important thing to know, I'm a huge fan of Chris Ruddy. I remember Chris Ruddy when he was covering Vince Foster and Danny Williams and the Arkansas State Troopers, and he's always been a good guy. And what he has done with Newsmax TV is absolutely amazing, and no one really realizes what he did. Newsmax TV has been around for a long, long time. And I tuned it on years ago, and I stopped watching it because they were doing, they had very poor programming on. They did some live streams of some radio shows that I didn't think were that great or interesting radio show hosts. And I can't remember the guy's name, Todd Schnitt, for example. And I went away and didn't go back until after the election night. And then, like millions of others, I turned over to Newsmax TV and was amazed. I was shocked at what I saw. They had totally revamped everything. And what Christopher Ruddy has done with Newsmax TV is he's like Trump when it comes to business. And One American News, which I also have, I subscribed to the One American News app on my living room television last night because he was One American News was carrying live Mike Lindell's rally. Did you guys see Mike Lindell's rally last night? I caught a huge chunk of it. I missed a little bit of it, but I saw Mike Lindell. I saw Joe Piscopo. I didn't see so much with Ben Carson, but I was out getting gas in one of my cars then because of this pipeline thing. But yeah, I had subscribed to the One American News app and let it go because I wasn't watching it that much, and I resubscribed to it last night specifically because of the Mike Lindell rally that they carried live last night because it wasn't anywhere else. And I'm going to start watching that a lot more. But One American News has struggled to get carried on cable outlets because they were right out of the closet from day one of what they were and what they were about. And what Chris Ruddy has done is very stealthy and brilliant business. He had mediocre programming on there, so people didn't really realize what Newsmax TV was all about. And because the mainstream media didn't view Newsmax as a threat or as competition, they didn't block Chris Ruddy getting Newsmax on virtually every cable outlet in America. As opposed to One American News, they can't get on any cable outlets hardly. And the app subscription is $5 a month. And I subscribe to it. I need to know what's going on. So I subscribe to the app on my TV in the living room. Someone told me they're getting it for $2.50 a month. Well, if it's $2.50 a month, I'll check. I thought it said $5 a month, $4.99 a month, but I'll double check on that. But once Chris Ruddy got on the cable outlets of America, he upgraded it and changed it into what he wanted. And now that their numbers have gone through the roof, making some changes. And this show at 9 o'clock at night, I think, is a good show. And this town hall with Ron DeSantis is amazing. And, Fox News has been really a big letdown. And me personally, I feel betrayed by Fox News Channel. And I know I'm not alone. Fox News became number one in cable news because of us. They were on the air for 6 years and no one watched them. Fox News Channel went on the air in 1994. No one watched it. Everyone was watching MSNBC and CNN. And then the 2000 recount in Florida happened, and Fox News was hungry. They were like the Newsmax of the time. They were the only ones reporting the recount properly. They had William Lajeunesse here in South Florida covering it. And I was down there every day at the ballot counting rooms, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And I would see people go up to William Lajeunesse during segments and thank him, because they were the only ones reporting what was really going on in the recount rooms in the 2000 recount. And that's when they made the move to become number one. And here we are 20 years later, and those of us who made them number one feel betrayed by Fox News. And I personally believe One American News and Newsmax are not competition. I think they complement one another. One American News is more just straight news, and Newsmax is more of a discussion of the news than a straight newscast, right? Like in the old days, remember CNN, and then there was headline news that CNN had? CNN, some anchors, a lot of discussion, and then headline news was just straight reporting. That's real. Newsmax and One American News could form a partnership and form a thing like CNN had with CNN headline news. They're not competition for one another, and I think it's awesome now. And Fox News views them as serious competition so much that they've made lineup changes, because Greg Kelly was beating them in the time slot. Fox News. And Fox News said a couple months ago that people who appear on Newsmax will not be appearing on Fox. And I don't know if they're upholding that. I know Cortez has spent a lot of time on Fox. I guess he won't be back now that he's got a show going up against Hannity. So I think this is great, and I'm sticking with Newsmax and One American News. Although I did catch Martha McCallum yesterday with that teachers union leader. And I watched it live. I happened to be flipping through and caught it live. And I thought she did a great job, Martha McCallum. Martha McCallum, whose neck is starting to go. So she's wearing scarves all the time. She's covering up her neck with scarves, because her neck is starting to get, I guess she's got to get cosmetic work on the neck. But she went after that teachers union president like nobody's business. I was shocked. I haven't seen that. I was surprised that the teachers union president did the interview, and then she really went after Martha McCallum. Did a great job with that. And I mean, she filleted her, and then they went to a break, and she asked her to hold over through the break. The teachers union president held over through the break, and then she went after her on critical race theory. So Martha McCallum there in the afternoon did a pretty darn good job yesterday. But here's the thing about this new show at Newsmax. And I don't know what the show's going to look like. I'm going to tune it on tonight. And if you don't have Newsmax on your cable system, I have it on mine. I have Xfinity. their app is free. You know, like I got to pay $4.99 a month for the One America News app. The Newsmax app is free, and you can download it on your TV or any mobile device. And their app is in high definition. And not only do they have their live programming on Newsmax on the app, it's completely free. Also, they archive all of their shows there. So if you miss a show, you can catch it on the app. It's completely free, which is amazing. Unlike One American News charges you because they've got to. They can't get on enough cable systems, and they're being shut out. They can't make money any other way but for the subscription. This new show, Cortez and the blonde from One American News, she's pretty good. I've seen her do some stories. She's pretty good, and she's a lot prettier than Hannity. They're going up against Hannity. And if I were talking to Chris Ruddy over there, maybe he's listening. Chris Ruddy lives in Boca. If you're listening, Chris Ruddy, and I'm sure Chris Ruddy knows what I'm going to share because they're very smart over there at Newsmax. Sean Hannity's the biggest fault with Sean Hannity and his program is that opening monologue that takes the whole first segment of the show. It's terminal. And I know, because I've talked to many people about this, most people that watch Hannity mute the monologue. And I think he probably spends the majority of his day with the monologue. It's probably written by people on his staff with him, and they probably do revisions and have to update it at the last minute and check in with him during the day. When he's on the radio, he's probably checking in. So what I would do, if I were Newsmax, is I would have Cortez and Pellegrino come on at the end of Stitchfield, the last minute or two of Stitchfield, do a crossover, take no break at the top of the hour, go right into the show, don't even have a show open at 9 p.m., and have a hot guest and a hot topic right there at 9, and have that first segment hot during the Hannity monologue, because viewers hate it. And that way you'll keep people away from Hannity. And I would actually promote it that way. I would actually, if I were promoting that show, I would promote that show as, the anti-Hannity monologue show. Maybe you couldn't say it that way and have to come up with something clever, but that's an opportunity to grab that Hannity audience. And I'm going to watch it tonight, and I'll see what they do. And I want you guys to watch it and share your thoughts with me tomorrow, what you think about it. But, Hannity's problem is that he's just become an egomaniac. Everything's about him. He interviews somebody, and it's about him, and his ego, he's just gotten cocky with the ego and everything. And I understand that happens to people, but could you imagine? And I think it's, and another thing I'll tell you, Chris Ruddy or those close to him, because Chris Ruddy lives right here in Boca Raton where the radio station is. Fox Business did this when they first went live, Fox Business. They had their host on Fox Business on every talk radio show in the country. We did a regular segment with Stuart Varney every week or two here on the Steve Kane Show for quite some time, and others. We had the entire Fox Business people on all the time, and it wasn't just here, it was every talk radio station in the country. So I would suggest that they do what I do, right? Get right into the show at 9 o'clock, get something hot, no break, no yuckity yuck, get right into it during the Hannity monologue, take advantage of that dead air time of Fox News, the Hannity monologue with something hot, steal his audience away from him, and get all of the Newsmax personalities, Greg Kelly, Pellegrino, Cortez, Stitchfield, and all the rest on every talk radio show in the country as often as you can. And we will all send our listeners to you at Newsmax, because I really like what you're doing. One American News should do something similar, but they're not into that too much. In fact, I contacted One American News a couple of times to have people on the show, and they really made it very difficult. It was so difficult it never happened. I was very surprised. I thought they were dying for attention. So anyway, that's my advice to Newsmax and Chris Ruddy, and I like what they're doing over there. Let's take our last break of the first hour. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465 2631. We'll be back after this. Checked the temperature this morning before I left. The high today is going to be right back, guys. Hold on. Degrees here in South Florida. Bathroom break. The hot weather, it's already here, and it's only going to get hotter. On the line from Cut My Kilowatts, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you big money on your electric bill.
We're facing the onslaught of summer here, and a lot of people are going to be noticing that, if they haven't noticed already, that their air conditioner is just running non-stop, fighting to keep the house cool. A lot of times the air conditioner can't even keep up with the heat gain. You know, like, you'll have the temperature set in your house at 74, and you'll look at the thermostat, it'll be at 76 or 77 or even 78.
Yeah.
Even as high as 80. So what we do is cutmykilowatts.com, and we've been doing radiant barrier in South Florida for 10 years. I mean, we did Steve Kane's house probably 10 years ago when I first started doing this in South Florida. Radiant barrier stops the heat gain in the house, lowers the temperature in the attic 30 to 40 degrees, literally cuts the AC runtime in half, and a lot of money.
Let's explain to people what radiant barrier is. We have known Scott from Cut My Kilowatts for well over a decade. He's with us every summer here on the Steve Kane Show. In the heat of the summer, the attic, how hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind of roof it has, with a shingle or tile, shingle being the hottest, 140.
Welcome, everyone. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Everyone, like the video. And what that does is that 150, 160 degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot, and of course your air conditioning ducts are in your ceiling. It heats them up, and it makes your air conditioner work longer, harder, causing your electric bill going up, struggling to keep your house cool. So Scott has the radiant barrier. So tell people what radiant barrier is and how it works.
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum foil tarp that goes on the underside of the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap so it doesn't damage the roof. And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You know, you see those white roofs on people's houses. They put them on because it cuts their electric bill 25-30%. Same thing with radiant barrier. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. You know, it's like $1 a square foot. And we've got a special, if you spend 2,000 square feet or more, you get an additional $500 off. So, I mean, it's very reasonable. It's very affordable. This time of year, you know, you're getting it for half price, plus you're getting additional money off. We also do traditional insulation, and we do ductwork. So we can do like the complete job in your attic, whatever you need up in your attic. Insulation, ductwork, you know, radiant barrier, we can do the whole package.
Now listen,
we do that for a lot of people.
It's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88, 89 degrees here in South Florida. We're not in the hottest heat of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that, Scott, he's offering a great discount before it gets super, super hot, because as it gets hotter and hotter, it's more difficult for his crew to work in the attic. Now, it's not quite as hot. They can get the work done faster, can spend more time in the attic. I want to give you Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm going to give you his website and his number. If you miss this, it's listed at SteveKaneShow.com. First, you can give Scott a call at 954. Wesley Lewis, $5 super chat. Thank you, thank you. Everyone thank Wesley Lewis. 954-939-1500. Online, cutmykilowatts.com. And again, listed at SteveKaneShow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, have a great day. We will talk later in the week.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, now I know a lot of you caught Mike Lindell's town hall on One American News last night. If you did, I'd love to hear from you. And it was nice to see Joe Piscopo, although it was a little strange. Joe Piscopo. I haven't seen him for a while. He did a good job in the beginning. But did you guys catch last week Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz over the weekend at their town hall? Oh, man, that was an amazing event. And I have stood by Matt Gaetz from day one on these slanderous lies from this jailhouse snitch about Matt Gaetz. And we are over a month into this ridiculous story about Matt Gaetz. Where is this girl they keep talking about? Believe me, there's nothing there. If they had something, they'd be following the girl around trying to get comments. She'd be on TMZ, she'd be on CNN, she'd be somewhere. But she's nowhere because it's not true. It didn't happen. And I was defending Matt Gaetz on day one. Not that he needs my defense. I think it's obvious. You got this guy in prison who's facing a long stretch of time for a lot of crimes, and he's going to say anything. And he's he figures he's got this this big name guy that they hate, so that'll help. Well, there's a story in the Washington Examiner. I'm not alone in my support against these slanders on Matt Gaetz. Listen to this. Representative Matt Gaetz, this is in the Washington Examiner. Representative Matt Gaetz might be fighting firestorms in the national news and in Congress over a federal investigation into stories about his sexual history. Now, these investigations, we've only known about them for about 6 weeks, right? But these investigations have been going on for a couple of years, and they got nothing. This girl would be about 20 years old today, 19 or 20 years old today. There's no reason not to identify her and have her out there. She doesn't exist. But listen to this, back to the Washington Examiner. But outrage over the allegations is not landing with voters in Matt Gaetz' home district, according to a poll commissioned by his campaign. Poll numbers provided exclusively to the Washington Examiner show that Matt Gaetz has a net positive approval rating of 23.5% among registered voters in his district, with 48.3% approving, 24.8% disapproving, and 26.8%. So he is in the green with his support. And by the way, registered voters, that's left-leaning. That doesn't mean, this isn't a poll of Republicans. This is of all voters in the district of political parties. So we scored that high when they're even polling Democrats who wouldn't be voting for him if there were no allegations. They would have a negative opinion of him, the Democrats they surveyed. So they didn't survey just Republicans. That's absolutely amazing. They were asked, do you believe the allegations against Representative Matt Gaetz? 20% said they believe them. Wow, that means 80% don't or are unsure, only 20%. And the 20% that believe the allegations against Matt Gaetz would believe anything negative about Matt Gaetz because they're never Trumper Democrat hacks. The poll was conducted by Big Data Polling, a firm that's been banned from 538 over objections about their accuracy. Well, I believe that one. I believe that one. And I'll tell you, if you notice, that story has been evaporating. And he had that high-profile town hall with Marjorie Taylor Greene over the weekend, Matt Gaetz. It was a perfect opportunity for the media to bring up these slanders against Matt Gaetz and produce the girl. But they haven't, because it's not true. If it was true, they would have already scored an interview with the girl. You know, they would have paid her for it. Somebody would have paid her big money for an interview. The interview with the Matt Gaetz, you know, there's no Matt Gaetz accuser, by the way. There's no Matt Gaetz accuser. There's the guy in jail who's saying these things, but no female has made any accusations. So there is not even a Matt Gaetz accuser. Unlike Governor Cuomo, Fredo's brother in New York has, what, half a dozen? Maybe more women? I've lost count of how many accusations against it. Matt Gaetz does not have a single female accuser. How can you have a sex scandal when there's no female accuser against the guy? Anyone explain that one to me? Oh my goodness. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's an attack on MAGA, and I was so excited to see Matt Gaetz teamed up with Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's MAGA United right there. That's what that was. And it's great. It's great because that is what we need, MAGA United. You know, and they're going on a tour for the summer together. Does Matt Gaetz do his own hair, do you guys think, or does his fiance, or does he have somebody that does his hair? Because he does pretty good on the hair. All right, our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. Now, you know, Mother's Day was over the weekend, and of course, Father's Day is coming up. And, you know, MyPillow, Mike Lindell. Did you guys catch the Mike Lindell town hall last night with Joe Piscopo on One American News? What a great guy Mike Lindell is. Oh, man. He's doing great stuff, and there are two gifts that I know every father would like on that important day, which is Father's Day, my day. That is a MyPillow bathrobe and the MyPillow My Slippers. Now, I already have the bathrobe, okay? I already have the bathrobe, and it is spectacular, okay? It is the softest, most comfortable bathrobe I've ever worn, and I've worn expensive bathrobes on our cruises, and I've stayed in hotels. You know, you stay in a nice hotel, and they got the bathrobe in there for you. They're not as comfortable as that MyPillow bathrobe. It is a beautiful robe. It is very soft. It's very comfortable. Plus, when you buy one, you're supporting the Steve Kane Show and Mike Lindell and his efforts. 30% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. It's a great deal. I've worn it here on the show. I'll bring it in another day and wear it on the show so you guys can see it on YouTube. And, of course, what does Dad want with his bathrobe but the MyPillow My Slippers? Now, the MyPillow My Slippers come in many different styles, many different colors. With the promo code Kane, save 40% off the MyPillow slippers. Promo code Kane at checkout at mypillow.com, K-A-N-E. Now, I wanted a pair of slippers for Father's Day. I've asked my wife to order them for me for Father's Day because I want these slippers pretty bad. And listen to this. The MyPillow My Slippers, again, 40% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. They're guaranteed the most comfortable slippers you'll ever own by Mr. Mike Lindell himself. Included in the MyPillow slippers are the exclusive 3-tier cushioning system. You know, my slippers, they're meant to be worn all day. Not just inside, but outside too. You can wear them to work if you want. They're made of genuine leather. They have the MyPillow proprietary foam, which will give you all-day support as you're wearing them. They include memory foam, which provides the ultimate in comfort when you're wearing the slippers. The MyPillow patented impact gel to prevent fatigue of your feet, of your legs. And, of course, you can wear them indoor or outdoor. And these are brand new products at MyPillow.com. The MyPillow My Slippers, 40% off the My Slippers with the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Give Dad, I'm a dad. I know what dads want, right? We want a MyPillow bathrobe, and we want the MyPillow My Slippers, and then we want to sit down on the couch and watch TV while we're wearing our MyPillow bathrobe and MyPillow slippers. You can also order by phone. The number to order by phone is 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. All right, we'll take our break for the top of the hour. 1 hour down, 2 to go. It's 7 a.m. We'll be back after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to a Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car running like a charm.
Sophie G, $20 super sticker. You are amazing. Thank you, Sophie G. And if everyone could thank Sophie G, that would be great. What color? I told my wife, since I told her to get me the slippers, I know I'm going to get them. I said she can pick the color. So I have something to be surprised about. So I don't know what color they'll be. You'll find out when I get them. I'll bring them in and show them to you guys.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Traveling, you need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FL.
We're coming back. Hey, everyone, make sure you like the video. Like the video. That helps a lot.
You are listening to South Florida's longest radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-CANE-1. That's 1-888-GO-CANE-1. And now, here's...
Yes, 3 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. You know, it's May 11th, 2021, but doesn't it seem like, not 2021, doesn't it seem like you're waking up today, turning on the news, and Jimmy Carter's president again, right? Iran's pushing us around. Of course, Iran's always connected to attacks on Israel. That's going on. Gas shortages, gas lines. It's like the Carter years. Yeah, that was a great time. Luckily, I was a child. I was a little kid during that time, during the Carter times, but it's pretty bad. And, you know, I was opening the show at 6 talking about this cyber attack, this ransomware attack on this pipeline. It's already been reported there are gas stations that have run out of gas. They provide 45% of the gasoline on the East Coast, and there have been gas stations right here in Florida who have run out of fuel, and I filled up all the cars in the family. I filled up my car, my wife's car, and my daughter's car. And, you know, I'm telling you, you really should fill up your car today if you can. Fill up your car today. Okay? Because people buying more gas than normal, like me, I wouldn't fill up all the cars in the family like that today, but I did. Because of the stories out there, and I'm nervous about it. I want to make sure I have enough gas to get through the next week or so. So I did that, and a lot of other people are going to do that too. And I was at the gas station at 4:30 this morning with my daughter's car, and while there was not a line, there were more people there than normal at 4:30 in the morning. So a gas shortage could be caused not so much because of the cyber attack on the pipeline, but people buying more gas than normal, like I did this morning. So that's why I'm telling you should probably fill up. I would if I were you. I already did. Yeah, I know. This is Biden, but of course Joe Biden likes pipelines shut down since that was his first action as president of the United States. So I'll take some calls. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 before I bring up some new topics. Today is getting rid of Liz Cheney Day, and she has an endorsement from someone, which I'll get to in a little bit. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Brian, how are you today?
All right, what's your name?
Wisconsin Gary.
Oh, Wisconsin Gary. What's up, Wisconsin Gary? Jesse, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Jesse Roberts. Did you go to White Castle? I'm going to White Castle this weekend.
Emergency declaration for all trucks to start bringing in gas.
Now you're a 18-wheeler, right? You're a truck driver.
I am.
Yeah. Okay.
So what happens now? I don't haul gasoline. I just basically haul refrigerated products. But the point of what I'm trying to get now is this: all of a sudden, Biden ever puts carbon tax and all this other stuff into play, how well, now that because that pipeline is down, and if there ain't no trucks to move the product because of all this carbon tax and everything else they want to do, it would really hit the economy very, very hard.
Yeah.
Now, like you're saying, there is no gas in some places, and if the trucks shut down or ever went on strike, within a couple days, just like the gas stations where some of them don't have gas, within another week, stores won't have food, and then you would really see an outcry on everything.
Well, yeah, and what's going to happen is, like I say, people are going to go and buy more gas than normal, like I did today, and that's what will cause shortages. Okay, and people will do it today because it's a lead story everywhere. I went out in one car of mine and filled it up last night and filled up the other two this morning before I came to the radio station. Okay, so and I know a lot of people are going to do that, and that's going to cause a shortage.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out now is because now with the shortage of gas, the fuel surcharge that comes from the Department of Energy that's on a daily basis or within every week that comes out, if it goes up, now like let's say if the gas went up to $5 a gallon, the fuel surcharge on that is a certain amount on a chart, and the one that ends up paying for it in the long run is the consumer.
Well, the price of gas affects the price of everything. Everything is affected by gas prices because everything is driven around by truck drivers like you, and it costs gas to do. But here's the thing: you look at Biden's weak response. This came from Russia, and he's not even. And he goes out and defends Putin. Well, it's from Russia, but Putin didn't have anything to do with it. Why is he defending Putin? He should tell Putin to get in the get in the game and shut it down.
But Biden should be happy because it's down, because look what happened with the Keystone.
Well, he shut down a pipeline himself. His first action was to shut down a pipeline. Biden likes to shut down pipelines. So this is good news to AOC and Biden and Kamala. A pipeline being shut down, they probably high-fived each other.
Right, and they shouldn't really care. They just say, oh, well, who cares about it? They can find jobs somewhere else, and American people can worry about gas some other way.
Yeah, from people that have never had a job because they've worked for government their whole life. All right, Gary, take care. Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, Brian. Will, I'm a truck driver, too.
Oh.
Calling in. Hey, about the fuel. I got fuel this morning. And I got 70 gallons of fuel, $268.
Well, that's a lot of gas. I don't know. Is that higher than normal? What would that usually cost? I don't know.
Like 170.
Oh my goodness! So prices are going through the roof.
Yeah, and I pay out of pocket. I'm an owner operator. So.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm not a tanker. I don't haul for tanker or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mess. I mean, the tankers, they got to run. Their hours now, we have an 11-hour shift. We have to shut down after that 11 hours of driving. What happens is now they have a 24. They can haul, up to 15 to 16 hours. So they can do more than we can do now.
Who can do more? Oh, you mean like the gas drivers, gasoline truck drivers?
Yeah.
Well, they can drive 15, 16 hours a day, and you can only drive... What do you mean? There's a chip, you can only drive 11 hours? What happens if you go over 11 hours?
We go in violation.
Oh, you mean there's a computer on your rig that will turn you in?
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's where we are constantly, every day.
Well, who? You say you're an owner-operator, so you're not driving for a big... You're like an independent contractor.
Federally, right. We're still federally regulated, too, as well. So we have to have a Qualcomm, too, as well. And, well, that's what we call it, is a Qualcomm. It's a computer.
So if you drive... You can drive 11 hours in one stretch or 11 hours a day?
11 hours a day, and then a 10-hour break after that.
Oh, my goodness. How do you... that's crazy. So if you drive longer than 11 hours, what happens?
Well, it'll throw us into a violation. It'll say, you got to find somewhere to park.
Oh, you mean something comes up inside your rig? Like you get like a warning?
It goes red, yeah.
Wow. And when you're in violation and you don't pull over, what happens?
Well, if we go through a weigh station and we get checked, it'll be a ticket. It'll probably be about a $300-$400 ticket.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you gotta factor in the weight too as well. You gotta keep your weight evenly distributed. If you got a 34,000, there's a lot that goes into this. If you got a 34,000 pound load, you got to keep it to where the axles are.
Back in the old days, before everything was computerized, guys were probably driving 18, 20 hours a day.
Camera. I've got a camera in the truck and everything. I mean, the camera watches me 24 hours.
Who's watching? The federal government?
The big guy.
Wow, I didn't realize. I knew guys that worked for a trucking company had all these things, but I didn't know a guy that owns his own truck is being monitored with computer chips and cameras.
I'm on a lease purchase program. I've probably got about $32,000 left that I still owe. Originally, my truck cost $150,000.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it for about 2 years. So
yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realize how kind of restrictions you have. I mean, So what do you do in those 10 hours? You just got to pull over no matter where you are. What do you do?
We have to pull over because each time. I mean, our company, our safety department. Turn on my turn signal real quick. Our safety department comes on and gives us a call and says, "Hey, you know, driver, you went into violation. You've been in violation for 30 to 25 minutes."
Now, do they give you a window? Like, say you're like just 25 minutes in. Do you still get the big ticket? Oh my goodness, that's the government for you.
Right.
Wow, that's terrible. Well, thanks for the call, man. That's some interesting stuff. I didn't realize that's tough. That's tough. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Janita Joy here in Slover, South Carolina.
Hey, South Carolina. What's up?
I want to thank our truck drivers for their call-ins and just thank them for what they do for us on the daily, first and foremost. And, they've got to take the brunt of all this.
I didn't realize how much regulation they went through.
Either. And, my dad was a truck driver, and I just guess I never really asked him.
Yeah, but he was probably he was probably a truck driver like in the 70s or 80s, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't have all this computer stuff back then. They just had the way stations. Now things are much different.
Yeah, the CVs, right?
Yeah. Could you imagine?
I remember, you made me think about my growing up in Florida, and I remember those long lines in gas, and being a little girl about 7 or 8. That was when Carter was president, and for sure we had to stand in those lines, we had to sit in those lines. It was hot, and I just couldn't believe it.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if you, and I'm not kidding, when you look at what's going on now, there are gas stations in Florida that have run out of gas. It's been reported out of Jacksonville, Florida, have run out of gas. I've seen stories all over the media, mainstream media, and even conservative media this morning, Gateway Pundit and others, showing gas lines at gas stations throughout America, and that's Biden, bringing back Jimmy Carter's time. We got the Iranians bothering us. And the Iranians have something to do with that attack on Israel. And now we got the gas shortages. It's like retro time here. Hey, listen, appreciate the call. Thanks so much for calling. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea.
I'd like to talk about this gas thing, but before I do that, I wanted to let you know that I went to Starbucks yesterday and got the Brian Craig special, and it was delightful.
Oh, the Venti Hot Blonde Americano, yeah. I don't get any commissions on that or anything, although maybe I should. Yeah.
Let's talk about what Joe Biden is doing to this country.
Joe Jimmy Carter Biden.
Oh, I think, to be honest with you, I think this man is just evil to his core. I don't think that there is a redeemable bone in Joe Biden's body.
Mm-hmm.
He's evil. And so...
Well, if Joe Biden, who's never had a job in his life outside, he graduated law school at 25, got elected at 27, so he's never been in the real world. And he got it, he made a decision. Greg Kelly's had some great video of Joe Biden in his early days in politics. Joe Biden went in to politics to be corrupt and get on the corruption train and make money. That's why Biden went into politics.
Well, and here we are. But nothing will push the Green New Deal faster than keeping America in a constant state of gas shortage.
Mm-hmm.
We'll push that agenda faster than what's happening right now. And secondly of all, how many more cyber attacks is it going to take before he does something?
Yeah, and then Biden, Biden's statement's scary. Well, I'm being briefed on it. Yeah, but what are you doing? Well, they're briefing me. Well, what does that? I've been briefed when I read this story in ABC News. I'm briefed, but I'm not in a position to do anything about it. What's he doing about it?
It's every month we're getting cyber attacks, right? The DOJ just got hacked a couple of months ago. Facebook was hacked. I mean, even these idiots in Pennsylvania, 72,000 people who signed up for the contract tracing app, their phones were hacked.
Yeah.
What? Like, how much more is it going to take before America is Venezuela?
Well, we're pretty close to it. But, see, listen, Joe, you've got to understand Joe Biden's reason for being president. Joe Biden has become president to set his family up financially for the rest of their lives because the Biden family is a family of bums who don't work. And Big Daddy that makes all the money has made it through, Joe Biden. How many houses does Joe Biden have? He's got multiple houses. How do you, even the vice president doesn't make enough money to afford a bunch of different houses. The presidential salary is $400,000. The vice president, you can't afford 5 houses if you're vice president unless you got something on the side. What business was he ever in to make all the money? Right?
Of destroying this country.
Well, he's a corrupt public official who sells out his office like Hillary Clinton was doing. Whatever office he holds is for sale. That's the deal.
And I agree with you, but I'm going to go back to the Green New Deal, this whole climate change thing. So this is how you know this is a whole big farce, and it's a scam, and it's a lie. They announced yesterday that Jeff Bezos is building a $500 million yacht. That's going to have smaller yachts.
Yeah, he's going to have a yacht that's as long. Bezos' yacht, I read one story, it's going to be as long as a football field.
Okay, so you're worried about climate change, right? All these celebrities worried about climate change. It is a lie. It's a way to control the American population on where you can go and what you can do. And it's going to tell you what car you can drive, and if you can't afford that car, then you're going to have to use public transportation. They are creating a...
Well, and there's a couple things here. The liberals live in these big cities where you get around on public transportation. In Florida, public transportation sucks. I mean, it's for kids and homeless people. It takes forever to get somewhere. It takes hours to get somewhere that you could drive to in 15 minutes, in heavy traffic. Yeah. So it's, so they don't understand a world like, in a place like, here in Florida where public transportation is just not doable. They also view it as, control. They like to have control over our lives. And it's also a way to tax people, But Joe Biden, if Trump were in the White House today and there was a cyber attack from Russia on a pipeline, he'd go through the roof. He'd go through the roof and he'd take care of business. See, Biden, his first action as president was shutting down a pipeline when he stopped the Keystone construction. He thinks pipelines being shut down is a good thing. Democrats believe high gas prices is a good thing. It'll keep us from driving as much. So, they like this. This hack is like good news to the Democrats.
Well, it's good news to the Democrats because they hate the American public. We're peasants to them.
Yeah,
peasants.
That's right.
You're ruled over.
Correct.
The thing that I would like to see resurface is
Vanessa, 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 super sticker. Hiya. Thank you. Everyone thank Vanessa.
Pelosi and AOC and Chuck Schumer were all outed for buying stock in Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's a big AOC fan, you better.
And I'll tell you the thing about Tesla. People are dumping their Teslas because the charging is so inconvenient. It takes too long to charge it, and they can't take a long drive in their Tesla. Whenever you see a car, a lot of people don't know this, but whenever you see a car's gas mileage given, and this would be true of electric vehicles, the miles you could drive, the way the regulations work, when they give you a car's mileage, they give you the mileage without the air conditioning running. People don't know that. And here in Florida, you don't go without air conditioner ever. So, that's what eats up your gas is the AC. A lot of people don't know that.
I think that Joe Biden, I don't even give him enough credit for being corrupt. which he is.
Well, that's the only thing he knows how to do, even through his decline. But when they come into the Oval Office and Biden's sitting in there and they say, President Biden, there's a pipeline shut down in Louisiana. He doesn't say, oh my goodness. They get excited. They probably cheer for a second and like, yay, another one. This is not bad news for them. Say, hey Andre, thanks for the call. Take care. Oh my goodness, I'm late for a break. 23 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We'll be right back after this. Do not go anywhere.
Have you gone without insurance through the Affordable Care Act because you thought you couldn't afford it? The times are changing. I have exciting news to share with you from I Will Advisors. With the signing of the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the government has increased the subsidies available to people buying insurance through the marketplace. In fact, even people making over 400% of the federal poverty level can get insurance now and not pay more than 8.5% of their income. There's talk of people currently paying less than $100 per month, and you could possibly pay $0 per month with these new changes. It doesn't cost anything to check, but everyone must take action. The special election period will end, but the sooner you take action, the sooner you can start saving money. Call Dan at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
This is Dr. Matez from the BioStation West Delray. The BioStation is America's premier age management solution due to the extensive array of options available. At the BioStation, we take your health seriously. Our men's health program is doctor supervised with multiple options to treat erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. Erectile dysfunction may be a sign of a more serious issue, and our medical team can help you get to the root cause. Let us help you get to the source of the issues that are holding you back from leading a fulfilling life. If any degree of erectile dysfunction is holding you back, call me immediately at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Hey guys, welcome back. 25 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Let me get to some audio sound bites I have here. Caitlyn Jenner is... I was watching... Did you guys... How many of you watched Mike Lindell's town hall on One American News last night? I was watching it, and Joe Piscopo did his act. I liked it. You guys like Joe... I think Joe Piscopo's awesome. And then some guy, I don't know who the guy was, that came up that was kind of like running the event. Before he went on to introduce Ben Carson. He came up after Piscopo. Does anyone know who that guy was? And he was talking to somebody, texting on the phone, and he said, Caitlyn. He was talking to somebody, and he was asking about Caitlyn, and he was texting. Did you guys catch this? And I heard Caitlyn. I thought Caitlyn Jenner. And then he said, this guy that was there before Mike Lindell, the guy that introduced Ben Carson, I don't know who he is. Then he said, well, is he ready? And I thought he called Caitlyn Jenner, used the he pronoun. And I thought, wow, Caitlyn Jenner's going to be here. And it wasn't. I guess they had somebody named Caitlyn who was helping bring in Ben Carson. But I'm going to circle back to the governor's race in California. Last week, I was telling you that Caitlyn Jenner could actually win and be the front runner, and I am here to tell you that Caitlyn Jenner not only is not going to be the governor of California, but knows they're not going to be the governor. And and there's two things. I'll play you one clip in a second with Dana Bash from CNN, but Caitlyn Jenner said over the weekend that we need to have a path for citizenship for the undocumented illegals. That's liberal talk, even among California Republicans, okay? And then Caitlyn Jenner was with Dana Bash from CNN yesterday and said this about President Trump.
In a post-Trump era, and they still keep talking about it.
Did you hear that? We're in a post-Trump era. This is Caitlyn Jenner talking.
In a post-Trump era, and they still keep talking about it. But we're in a post-Trump era.
I don't think he believes that.
We have moved forward.
Well, the reason...
Okay, so we're in a post-Trump era. Now, this is the deal with Caitlyn Jenner. We are not in a post-Trump era. We're in the beginning of it, okay? This is the Trump decade. He's been out there. So when did he come down the escalator? 15? So we got 6 years, and then we're going to have the second term in 2024. I grew up with Bruce Jenner, okay? I'm a fan of Bruce Jenner, like everybody else, every other kid was in the 70s. If I could look in the future and see Caitlyn Jenner today, and they would tell me that's Bruce Jenner, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, it wouldn't even make sense to me. But what Caitlyn Jenner is doing is setting up the loss, is preparing to lose, right? Bashing Trump, talking about giving citizenship status to illegal aliens in California. Caitlyn Jenner is looking for an excuse to either lose or drop out. Bruce Jenner, a gold medalist, an Olympian. It's a winner athlete. Doesn't want to lose. So Caitlyn Jenner is looking for a way to maybe even drop out of this race and say, I'd like to run, I'd like to be governor, but my views are just too out of touch with these right-wing Trumpies out here, and I can't do it. I think the illegals should be citizens. I think this is a post-Trump era. This is setting up an out for Caitlyn Jenner. And so I'm going to take back what I said last week. Caitlyn Jenner is not going to be the governor of California. Not only am I saying that, I believe Caitlyn Jenner is saying that by these ridiculous comments over the weekend. All right, let's go back to our phones. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, Brian. Robert Pencil.
Hey. Okay. What's up, Kentucky?
Yeah, just wanted to comment on something. I mean, we know exactly who's behind all of it, and anything President Trump did, they're going to do exactly the opposite. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that it?
Nothing they do really surprises me, man. Nothing.
Okay. All right. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug. What's up?
Okay. I watched Mike Lindell, man. That guy can talk. He was fantastic. The only thing was, at the end, all of a sudden, man, they put on that a commentator instead.
One American News didn't carry the entire event? I'm surprised. I didn't catch the end.
Yeah, it kept freezing. I don't know.
He told a funny story. Mike Lindell told a funny story where he met with a group of investors for the MyPillow when he was first starting out, and there were like 5 of them in a room, and he had told them that he was, that he used to smoke crack, and they asked him when was the last time he smoked crack, and he said, well, last week, and then like 3 or 4 of them walked out last week. That was, it was funny.
But like you said, God was helping somebody. You got 3 guys that gave him money and didn't even sign his name to never.
I thought it was a pretty good. Event. I liked Piscopo with the old, I don't know who that guy was that came up after Joe Piscopo.
I thought it was great when he said he was on the plane and he said, God, I want to be able to talk.
Wow.
Man, this guy
wow.
is gifted.
Yeah, it was a good event, and it was a packed house.
Yeah, and then on the bottom of this, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about.
Well, if you think we're not allowed, that probably means no before we even get to it. Anyway, good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning, Brian.
Oh, hey, Attorney Barry Siegel. How you doing, Attorney Barry Siegel? I'm doing great. Now, of course, Attorney Barry Siegel is our estate planning attorney, elder law attorney who also works in the area of Medicaid planning here on the Steve Kane Show. What do you have for us today, Attorney Barry Siegel?
Well, in all the years I've been doing this, about 23, 24 years, I haven't had any clients come in and say to me, I want to make sure that when we pass away, that our assets go to our future ex-son-in-law or future ex-daughter-in-law. Yet, I'd say about 80% of the time when I review people's estate plans, it's set up where that could easily happen. And that's because when they leave the assets to their loved ones, let's say their children, in what are called outright distributions. Those distributions just say that child by name. So when you leave those assets assets that child buys in, it could very easily be commingled with the spouse, who then could get half of those assets in a divorce, or if your child predeceases that in-law, all of those assets could go to that in-law, who may then remarry, and you can understand what's going to happen from there. Your grandchildren get nothing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't set up properly from the beginning. So that's one of the things that we look at when we review people's estate plans at the city.
Yeah, it's called bloodline planning. Yeah, and another offshoot of that, which is equally as tragic, is when things are not set up properly with Attorney Barry Siegel, and you pass away, and your wife's new husband, his family and his kids inherit everything and bypass your kids and your grandkids. That can happen too, can't it, Barry? Yeah.
Things can happen if you don't have a properly drafted estate.
Yeah, but you see, you guys in this audience have nothing to worry about, because Attorney Barry Siegel is going to meet with you and give you a free consultation, right? So that's a pretty good deal. Give Attorney Barry Siegel a call. His number toll-free, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we will talk later in the week. All right. Take care. All right, we'll take a break and be right back after this. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
I'm paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Dr. Mitchell Matez of the BioStation West Delray. Have you tried and tried to effectively lose weight but failed? Have you worked your tail off trying to build muscle with no result? At the BioStation West Delray, we offer all of the latest treatment modalities, including growth factor and peptide therapies, to help promote weight loss, muscle recovery, support cognitive function, improve libido, and more. If you want to get to the root cause of the problem, our medical team can do the job. Call the BioStation West Delray at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. It's Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. Steve joining us. You with us, Steve? Oh, okay. Nothing like being prepared. Okay. You must never have been a Boy Scout.
Well, actually, that's not true. A Cub Scout.
Yeah, Cub Scout. Well, guys, welcome. You know, a lot of people say that... before I get to this, Steve and I yesterday went to Dr. Matez's new office, which we'll talk about later, and I took a picture of me and Steve with the staff over there. So if you go to my Twitter or Instagram, you'll see a picture of me with Steve yesterday with Dr. Matez and Tyler Kane. Yeah, Tyler Kane. He's the black guy behind us. Tyler Kane, if you go to my Instagram or my Twitter, I just put it up there so you guys can check it out. So, you know, they say that Biden is a man from another time, and he really is. If you look at his presidency, first he brought back race riots and street violence from the 1960s, right? That's ongoing. And now he's bringing us back to another time. We're revisiting the Carter era. We've got Iran bugging us. We've got Israel under attack. You know the Iranians are behind this. And, of course, the gas shortages and gas lines are back. And just like the Jimmy Carter, listen to this. This is headline in the Daily Mail. Gas runs out after Colonial pipeline cyber attack. North Carolina has declared a state of emergency as cars line up outside gas stations in Virginia, Atlanta, and Florida. American Airlines is adding extra stops to long-haul flights because they're afraid they won't be able to refuel in Atlanta, which is dealing with a shortage. Gas stations in Jacksonville, Florida have run out of fuel. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's great. We were in an era, even with COVID, we were in an era of peace, stability, great times, low gas prices, Iran shut up, the Trump era. Now Biden's back, and it's like every bad thing that's ever happened in our country is happening one by one.
It's amazing what one president can accomplish in
I know, it's great, yeah. He must be excited.
The chaos.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was talking before you got here, though, but Biden's first action as president was doing what these hackers did, shutting down a pipeline. He shut down the Keystone Pipeline construction. So Biden, he's
He has an answer to the problem. That's one thing about.
Oh yeah.
Never short of an answer.
Green crap.
No. His answer is always give them money.
Oh yes.
Go away. I'm serious. If you think about all that's how he's trying to settle the dust up between Israel and the Palestinians. Then, just how much does it cost? And then they did the same thing with the border. Just 2 days ago, things started to get really out of hand. He says, "Well, just pay them money."
I bet you Biden would pay the ransom to these cyber attackers for that pipeline and pay them. Just pay them. How much do you want? Well, right, we'll send you the money. We'll wire it to you.
Trying to do.
Yeah. As opposed to telling Putin, find these guys in Russia and arrest them.
You're exactly.
All he wants from Putin is the place to send the money to. Yeah. Well, today is suppose it's it'll be today or tomorrow is Liz Cheney losing this leadership position, which is just symbolic and means nothing. It's just it's
It's a step in the right direction. It's a step closer to Trump.
I don't agree with that at all.
What?
The only reason that they're getting rid of... Are your sinuses okay, Steve? You sound like you got a sinus problem.
I have a bad sinus problem today.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll muddle through, not to worry. I appreciate you.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because, I don't want people to think that you get, that the sinus problems are caused by some substance. It's just you woke up with sinuses today. That's all, yeah.
I'm sure no one would have thought of that until you mentioned it.
Well, it's radio. A lot of people in radio... have sinus problems because of substances. No, but the only reason she's still going to be in Congress, the only reason she's losing the leadership position is because Tucker Carlson broke that huge story on Kevin McCarthy living with this liberal pollster Luntz, and Kevin McCarthy has to go out and show everybody that he's with Trump, so all of a sudden Liz Cheney is out. But Liz Cheney, let me play this for you guys. Most of you probably have not heard this. Liz Cheney has a defender, and I'm going to play it for you. And when I first heard about this, I thought this was a joke. But O.J. Simpson, the butcher of Brentwood, O.J. Simpson, he has made a video. O.J. Simpson, I follow O.J. Simpson on Twitter. And you guys should too, because he makes videos commenting on the issues of the day all the time. And I got O.J. Simpson here. He comments on two things. He comments first on the Kentucky Derby drugging scandal, and you'll find out. I'm going to play it in just a moment. And then after that, he weighs in on Liz Cheney and the butcher of Brentwood himself, O.J. Simpson.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well,
See, he starts every video the same way. He doesn't say, "Hey, it's OJ." He says, "Hey, everybody, it's yours truly." I wonder if that's what he said to Ron and Nicole right before he killed him. "It's yours truly." I don't know. But every video he starts this way.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well, I started my day as usual.
Now, by the way, why is President Trump, banned from Twitter, but O.J. Simpson who killed 2 people, and then he held people hostage at gunpoint and went to prison. Why is he on Twitter making videos, but President Trump is banned from Twitter? Does anyone have a response to that?
Seems a little inconsistent. Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours. Well, I started my day as usual, scrolling the TV, sports, and cable news. In sports, it's all about Bob Baffert and the Kentucky Derby. Well, I don't know if he did it on purpose. I do not see Bob Baffert like Lance Armstrong. I think if there is elevated levels of that substance in the horse's system, it was done inadvertently. And
okay, so Baffert has a defender, O.J. Simpson. He's defending just what Baffert wanted.
And I don't know if they should let him run into Preakness or not, but I believe that Bob Baffert is a stand-up guy.
Oh, that's just what Baffert needs. O.J. Simpson's vouching for him. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
And I hope it turns out good for him. Watching cable news is all about Liz Cheney. Now, I gotta admit, I was not a fan of Liz Cheney. Don't get me wrong, I'm 50-50 on her politics, but I didn't like her. And then I just realized recently the reason I didn't like her had to do with her father. Probably my least favorite politician of my adult life, former Vice President Dick Cheney. Then I saw a show the other day and I saw a quote by Voltaire that said that patriotism was the enemy of mankind. Thought about that a little bit. Somehow I started thinking about the Republican Party. And it seemed that fact-based truth and honesty seem to be the enemy of many of these Republican politicians. And Liz Cheney stands up for the truth. And that's got her a lot of heat.
So now O.J. Simpson is now defending the honor of Liz Cheney, the butcher of Brentwood himself. Oh, no, he's not done.
She may lose her position in the party. She may even lose her career as a politician. But that is something to be admired, standing up for the truth. That's something I know her father wouldn't have done. So right now
Yes, O.J. Simpson, the butcher of Brentwood, he says Liz Cheney stands up for the truth. She's honest.
Standing up for the truth. That's something I know her father wouldn't have done. So right now, I'm kind of a fan of Liz Cheney. In any event, get your shots. Hope you stay healthy. God bless.
Oh, yeah, okay. He wants everybody to get vaccinated, too.
Sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wants everyone to get vaccinated, O.J. Simpson. That's just what you want, is health advice from a double murderer. But I wonder if he wants you to get the vaccine with a needle or with one of those... What kind of knife did he kill Nicole and Ron with? I forgot the kind of knife. I can't remember. It was the one he used in that TV pilot where he was playing a Navy SEAL. They taught him the sharp one, exactly. You know, if O.J. Simpson made a video about Matt Gaetz or President Trump, the media would have it all over television. And here is, you look at Liz Cheney. Look who's defending her, right? O.J. Simpson, Butcher Brentwood, Nancy Pelosi, James Clyburn's defending her. Clyburn, the Democrat congressman, he's saying that she's a victim of the cancel culture, Liz Cheney. So look at who her defenders are. Tells you everything you need to know about what a lowlife Liz Cheney. She's supposed to be the Republican opposition. She has these people defending her. When I heard about this yesterday, that OJ was endorsing Liz Cheney, and I thought it was an online parody. I didn't think it was real. So I went to his Twitter and saw the video. I had to share it with you. It was from the golf course. Yeah, he's on the golf course looking for the real killers, I guess, still.
Speaking about Bob Baffert, had there been any development? I haven't seen a paper yet.
I haven't seen any developments. He went on Fox yesterday. I read a bit of a story that I didn't hear this myself. So if somebody got this update on Baffert, let me know. But I thought I read a story that Baffert or someone in the Baffert camp said that some groom was having some type of party near the horse stall and peed in the water that the horse went on to drink, and that it's possible that this thing was in the pee of the groom. It was very confusing. If anybody caught that, let us know.
The one story that broke before I went to sleep last night, and I just got the headline, but evidently Mr. Baffert has had experiences like this before. This is not a first.
Yeah, like 3 times or something, yeah.
No, like 30 times.
30? Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Evidently, he's an old hand at this. And, it's just disillusioning.
Yeah.
Crown winner this year.
Yeah. All right, listen, we'll take our break 48 minutes after the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll go to the phones after the break. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Our number toll-free 1-888-COCAINE-1. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration.
Steve Kane Show.
We have been in the roofing and construction industry
Hold on.
since 1982. We are State of Florida certified roofing and general contractors, focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients. Our number again is 954-604-4602.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to 1 pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, we're back. 9 minutes before 8. Yep.
I wanted to ask a question. A caller, a recent caller, just called in during the Mike Lindell special. Now, I'm not sure whether it was when Mike was speaking or the warm-up act, or there were a bunch of people that spoke, but the sound was cutting in and out. And I was watching it, and you get so paranoid in this day and age.
Yeah.
Politics being as crooked as it is. I just want to know if it struck me when it was happening, and then it happened again. It happened like twice.
Well, yeah, and then I got a report. It was they said from a caller earlier that said that One American News actually cut away while Mike Lindell was talking to regular programming. They didn't carry the completed rally.
They lost the sound of it.
Yeah.
This wasn't at the end. It was in the middle of it. But they did cut. They did cut his mic.
Interesting.
We don't trust anybody, but.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to the phones. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Well, there was Joe Piscopo. The guy that came up after, I don't know who he was. The guy that came up after, I have no idea.
They could lose him, I can tell you that.
Yeah, they should have gone from Piscopo to Mike Lindell. Skip that guy. That's what I thought they were doing. I don't know. All right, let's go to the phones. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hi, Brian. This is Verlanda.
Verlanda, hey.
Hey, Rolanda, how are you?
Finding yourself, Steve. I hope all is well with you these days. Listen,
All is well.
Good. I listened at O.J. Simpson, and Brian, you gave me a shock. I wanted to. I almost dropped the phone when I heard his responses. You know, the fact that he is speaking right now, that he is saying some, to me, rather outrageous things. He has the right to speak, I guess. But I tell you, we are a great nation. We are a great country, because I tell you, when he of all people gets up there and says and speaks the garbage that he has spoken, and he actually enunciates it and actually, I guess, believes it. I was just.
Well, you can certainly tell, O.J. is insane, and he has no remorse over killing Ron and Nicole. I mean, it's not on his mind at all.
No. See, to him, Brian, when you have somebody like that, to him, Nicole was in the wrong. He gave Nicole everything he thought of.
That's right. Well, what happened, with O.J. Simpson, I'll throw this out to people. O.J. Simpson murdered 2 people. Now, again, he was acquitted, in that racist verdict. But he did do time, some serious time, for holding those people hostage at gunpoint. So he organized a violent act busting into that hotel room. Remember? So why is O.J. Simpson allowed on Twitter, but President Trump is not? If somebody could tell me that, I'd love to hear, as he is a convicted violent felon on a kidnapping charge in that hotel room, which is a pretty serious thing.
Well, I'll tell you why he's allowed on Twitter, and I'm gonna say this to I guess to the detriment. You see, O.J. Simpson killed a white woman
And a white man.
White man, exactly. It's sad, Brian. And it's,
What does that make? Does that make it okay?
but believe me.
Well, what does that mean? What does that mean, Rolanda? That he killed two white people? What do you mean by that?
They ought to go tougher on him.
Wait a minute. In our so-called woke culture, in our so-called, pretty much anything goes if it's dished out by a black person. And you got away with it, like OJ. You used money and influence, like say white people use money and influence, and you got away with it. Oh, he celebrated. And to be
oh, so it's a good. Okay, so it's okay because he killed two white people.
Exactly. So for people like the founders of Facebook, people like the
liberals.
Yeah, people like the founders of Black Lives Matter. This is okay and good. They're probably saying, "Oh my gosh, hi OJ, how you doing?" This is what is celebrated right now.
Well, and I'll tell you another thing about OJ. People forget. Excuse me, my throat's dry. But people forget about OJ. During the O.J. Simpson murder trial, he was lifted up by the black community in this country like he was Martin Luther King. He was celebrated like few black men have ever been celebrated in this country during that time. And I'll tell you another thing about him. He just released this video yesterday, right, over the weekend with the Bradford and everything. Not only does he have no remorse for Nicole and Ron, one of his longtime girlfriends died over the weekend. The actress Tawny Katane, who was in Bachelor Party and things, was with O.J. Simpson for years. No, he has remorse about no one.
He's a psycho.
Yeah.
He is. He's a sociopath.
No doubt.
That's what we.
I thought when he put a video out, I thought he would have put a video out talking about the passing of Tawny Katane, the actress. No, doesn't care.
No.
Did he make any comments on it?
No, not that I've seen. He's defending Liz Cheney and Bafford.
No, he's not going to. Brian, listen. This man is deranged, but he's celebrated. Okay, he's celebrated for all the wrong reasons. And you guess who was probably at Howard University at the time, probably singing his praises. You don't realize this. Your vice president giggles because that's
Vice President giggles.
because that's what you school at.
Kamala. Well, this is okay. Now, this is a thing. I brought this up before. Okay, when the O.J. Simpson verdict was in 90, was it 5 or 6? It was 5, I think, right? It was either 5 or 6. When the verdict came in, CNN had a live camera watching the students at Howard University, the law, and they were law students. It was the law school students at Howard. And for those that don't know, Howard University is a racially segregated university. It's for blacks. And when O.J. Simpson was as guilty as sin, the evidence was overwhelming. And when the acquittal came through, those Howard law students jumped up on CNN Live and cheered and celebrated. So that was almost 30 years ago. Those Howard law students now, they're now in the Justice Department. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are federal judges appointed by Obama. Yeah.
Federal judges, you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
These are the people that are now running this country. And sad to say, you know, when I heard him, like I say, I almost dropped the phone. But his reasoning and his patterns of
he's insane.
Yeah, he saw Nicole as dominated by him and him alone, even when they were divorced.
Well, what happened? I don't want to relive the whole thing, but we just got a few seconds. But I'll tell you what happened. Okay. They were split, and she was having a thing with Ron Goldman, and OJ had saw Ron Goldman driving the Ferrari that he had. I think, if I remember correctly, it was a Ferrari. Driving the Ferrari that he bought Nicole around Brentwood. It pissed him off, and Ron Goldman was going over there to hook up with Nicole. He wasn't going over there to bring her lost eyeglasses. That was just a cover to get him off work. And OJ knew it and knew who he was. He didn't kill Ron Goldman just because he happened upon him. He knew who he was too and wanted him dead as well. But I remember we get calls.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but you realize we're having this chat in range of our radio signal.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Oh yeah, no, we mean all this. You're welcome to call in, O.J. Simpson. You're welcome to call in. And, and I remember the calls at the time were the best callers ever. When the trial first started, there were a lot of people who said O.J. didn't do it. And we'd get black callers every day. O.J. didn't do it. O.J. didn't do it. And then as the evidence came in, the callers changed to, yeah, he did it, but white people have been getting away with killing black people for 400 years. So too for us, it was a change.
And that was the logic then. And like I told some people, let me tell you something. We are just guilty as anybody else. And it's the whole thing is just most parts of the country now.
We've got listen. Biden's bringing back all the greatest hits of the Democrats, right? Race riots, gas lines.
I believe one president could do so much damage in such a short time. It's like a wrecking ball. What's the name of that song?
I'm trying
Wrecking Ball.
Our mind running alike, but I'm telling you, Steve, I cannot believe how. I mean, we got crisis all over. Now the world is a mess. He's got Jerusalem and I guess the Palestinians now are the so-called Gaza. Are now in a trance back to the days of the knife and whatever else, the pipe bombs. Now he's got our gas. He really needs it. He does not like petroleum.
When they went in and told Biden, when they went in over the weekend and said, "Mr. President, a pipeline's been shut down in the South," they were celebrating. It wasn't bad news.
Send them money.
Yeah, exactly.
Money and ask them to.
But listen, Rolando, we got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. It's a minute after 8. We'll break and be back with the third hour after this.
That you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
I checked the temperature this morning before Steve Kane Show. The high today is going to be almost 90 degrees here. Steve Kane Show.
The hot weather, it's already...
Steve Kane Show.
It's only going to get hotter. On the line from Cut My
Hold on.
Kilowatts, we have Scott.
Yeah, okay. Steve Kane Show. What's your name?
Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you
Yeah, hold on.
money on your
Steve Kane Show.
bill. We're facing
Yeah, Woodsy, I know that book. I talked to Corsi about it. We had him on the show many times. The book is called Black Gold Stranglehold, and oil is not from fossils. It's made by the earth all the time. Show me some love. $5 super chat. I just ordered the black moccasins from MyPillow for my father. I hope it helps his neuropathy. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for ordering the slippers, and of course, everyone thanks Show Me Some Love for that $5 super chat. That's awesome. Thank you.
How hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind of roof it has, whether it's shingle or tile, shingle being the hottest, 140, 150, even 150 degrees.
Yeah, and what that does is that 150, 160 degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot, and of course your...
Yeah, that book's a great book. I read that book, interviewed him about it, Corsi. Black Gold Stranglehold. You can probably find it for about 10 cents on Amazon.
Causing your electric bill going up, struggling to keep your house cool. So
He should re-release that book.
So
it's a great book.
What radiant barrier is and how it works.
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum foil tarp. It goes on the underside of the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap so it doesn't damage the roof. And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You know, you see those white roofs on people's houses. They put them on because it cuts their electric bill 25-30%. Same thing with radiant barrier. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. You know, it's like $1 a square foot. And we even got a special if you spend 2,000 square feet or more, you get an additional $500 off. So, I mean, hey, it's very reasonable. It's very affordable. This time of year, you know, you're getting it for half price, plus you're getting additional money on it. We also do traditional insulation, and we do ductwork. So we can do, like, the complete job in your attic, whatever you need up in your attic. Insulation, ductwork, you know, radiant barrier, we can do the whole package.
Now listen,
we do that for a lot of people.
It's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88, 89 degrees here in South Florida. We're not in the hottest heat of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that, Scott, he's offering a great discount before it gets super, super hot, because as it gets hotter and hotter, it's more difficult for his crew to work in the attic. Now, it's not quite as hot. They can get the work done faster, can spend more time in the attic. I'm going to give you, Scott, from Cut My Kilowatts, I'm going to give you his website and his number. If you miss this, it's listed at SteveKaneShow.com. First, you can give Scott a call at 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. Online, cutmykilowatts.com. And again, listed at SteveKaneShow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, have a great day. We will talk later in the week.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE 1.
All right, the third and final hour has begun. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Yep.
It's to work.
Yes.
Our research department is you out there in our listening audience. It's a song. It's relatively new. It came out of a movie that was a comedy about an a cappella singing group, and the song is called Wrecking Ball. The best that I can remember. And if you can fill in the blanks for us, it would be a riotous drop-in to use for our president.
Oh, okay.
And he pulls another one of his ingenious
disasters
plays.
Now, you know, Israel was attacked yesterday, and you may have seen it in the news. Israel was attacked yesterday, and
We'll send them a couple million.
I don't think a couple million would do it, Steve. A couple million? They won't. That's not enough. Well, anyway, so Israel was attacked yesterday. Israel defended themselves. Ilhan Omar has tweeted about this. Listen to this. Ilhan Omar. These are her words, not mine. I am reading the tweet from Ilhan Omar. Now, keep in mind, President Trump suspended from Twitter, but O.J. Simpson, Ilhan Omar, they're allowed. Listen to this. Israeli airstrikes killing civilians in Gaza is an act of terrorism. Didn't they attack Israel first, Steve? I thought that Israel was attacked and they were defending. Then she goes on to, so she calls the Jews terrorist, even though they were attacked first. Then she says Palestinians deserve protection. Unlike Israel, missile defense programs such as Iron Dome don't exist to protect Palestinian civilians. It's unconscionable to not condemn these attacks on the week of, what is this, Eid? I don't know what that is. I know it's Ramadan or something. They attacked Israel first. What's Israel to do? You know, I put on ABC News yesterday during the attacks on Israel, and ABC News, they had a reporter in Israel. The anchor says, why did these attacks happen? What's going on? And the reporter went through a whole list of things, all of which, of course, were Israel's fault that they were being attacked. Yeah, well, the Israelis did this. The Israel did that. That, you know, what else are they supposed to do but attack? I couldn't believe. Yeah, anti-Semitism is sadly alive and well. All right, listen. Well, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Brian, how come he does have he's on Twitter? You know, O.J. Simpson. You know, I can't believe that.
No, well, believe it. It's true. O.J. Simpson. That's where I got the audio from. O.J.'s on Twitter. President Trump's not allowed, but O.J. Simpson, who was convicted in a kidnapping holdup at gunpoint, he's allowed.
Yeah, I just heard you say that, and I checked Twitter, and he's on there saying that.
He makes videos like every day, O.J. Simpson. He comments on mostly sports. Sometimes he's got a fantasy football league that he's in. He talks a lot about his fantasy football.
He's so ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. All right, hey, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I know, it's crazy. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Once. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'd like to introduce President Biden to the show. Yes, go ahead. No, go ahead, caller. I'm sorry. Speak up. Speak up, President Biden.
O.J. Simpson is a black.
Yes.
No.
Really?
You're kidding me.
Is colored.
See, I told you this was President Biden. See, Kamala was right. Oh, wow, celebrity call. Celebrity caller, President Biden. Kamala was right about him. She was that girl. Oh, my goodness.
Man on that check.
Oh, my goodness. We're in big trouble. I mean, we're in big trouble.
Let me down on this song. I'm always so proud with, especially with young people. Fairly recent song. It was in a movie that was, actually there were 3 movies. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. The first one was the great one. And
you got to give more clues. You're not giving enough clues. A song in a movie. We need more than that, Steve. Wrecking Ball. And Wrecking Ball was in the song? I have no idea.
Wrecking Ball was a popular song, but it came from the movie.
Okay.
Young for my audience?
Yeah. I don't know. Good morning. You're on the radio. Yes, go ahead. Once. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name?
West Virginia.
Hey, Sandra.
Hey, Sandra. How are you?
Good. Hey, I love your show. You guys keep me in the know on everything, which is awesome.
All right.
But, yeah, I think O.J. Simpson doesn't deserve any airtime, period. He's narcissistic. And I just think he doesn't deserve any attention, period. So, personally, I'd quit following him. I wouldn't listen to him on Twitter. He's not worth it.
No. Why do you think I played that from O.J. Simpson? I've never played any of his things before that I remember, not for a long time at least. Why do you think I played that?
Right. I guess, I don't know. I just wouldn't give him any attention.
Well, no, why? Wasn't really giving O.J. attention. Think about it. Why do you think? Well, I'll tell you why, because you don't get it. No, we weren't playing that for O.J. We were. what we were doing was showing the hypocrisy and what's really going on with these cyber people. O.J. Simpson not only murdered the mother of 2 of his children and her hookup, Ron Goldman, but he did time in prison, several years, for kidnapping people, holding them hostage at gunpoint, and did serious time. And Twitter allowed...
To get him knocked off Twitter.
But President Trump, who's never committed a crime, hasn't even been charged with one, hasn't ever been put on trial, not to mention convicted like OJ, he's banned from Twitter and everything else because they claim that he's dangerous or something. You got a guy who murders people, kidnaps them, holds them hostage at gunpoint in hotel rooms, and he's on social media with no restrictions. Don't you get it? We're not giving OJ attention. We're exposing what's really going on here with the big tech.
Right. And someone said yesterday, which I thought was pretty awesome, they said Donald Trump is currently serving his second term.
Well, he's going to, listen, if you follow everything that's going on with Donald Trump, he's planning on running in 2024. I think for a while, he was thinking about Ron DeSantis taking over, but he sees how bad things are going, and only he can drain this swamp. But tomorrow night, Newsmax TV, everyone should watch this. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, starting at 6 p.m. on Newsmax TV, Florida governor, the greatest governor ever, is having a live town hall event on Newsmax with Spicer, and it should be very good. And tonight on Newsmax at 9 p.m., they're starting a new show with Steve Cortez and Jen Pellegrino, who used to be she's the blonde pretty girl with the fake teeth that used to be the White House correspondent for One American News. Oh yeah, her teeth are pretty bad. I mean, yeah, you'll see. She's very good looking. She's very smart. I've seen her do some stuff, but the teeth are a little much. But you know who I'm talking about, right? But they have this Newsmax. See, now that they're starting to make some money, so they're starting to make changes. They've got this new show at 9 o'clock designed to go up against the egomaniac blowhard Hannity and his pepperball stuff and his monologue. And Greg Kelly on Newsmax has beat Fox News in the ratings in that time slot at 7 p.m. That's why they made a lineup change with Martha McCallum and stuff. And this new Steve Cortez is very good, and Jen Pellegrino, she was one of the 2 White House correspondents for One American News. She is very, very good. And I've seen her do some stories outside of just a Q&A thing at the White House. She's very, very good. And she's better to look at than Hannity. Newsmax could take the #1 slot away from Hannity in that time slot if enough people know about it and tune over to it.
Right. Hey, what do you think of Finchfield? I like him.
I like him. He's not going. The lineup at night. This is the new lineup on Newsmax, right? I forget the guy that's on at 5. I don't watch him too much at 5. He's very good too. But at 6 o'clock, you've got Spicer, right? 7 o'clock, you've got Greg Kelly. 8 o'clock, you've got Stitchfeld. And now we've got this new show with Jen Pellegrino and Steve Cortez. And Steve Cortez, by the way, was an advisor to President Trump. So he's a good guy. He's very well connected. And I was talking about this, what they need to do and Chris Ruddy lives in Boca. We're in Boca. The radio station's in Boca. And so if he's listening or his friends are listening, that new show up against Hannity, people hate Hannity's monologue. It goes on the first 15 or 20 minutes. Everyone mutes the TV. So start the new show with Jen Pellegrino and Steve Cortez at 9 o'clock. Don't waste any time with greetings and monologues. Get right to a hot issue and a hot guest, and they'll blow Hannity out of the water.
They ought to hire you to promote that their talk segments.
They should, because it's very good. I mean.
But run them. We have their audience over here. We could set.
Yeah, we're trying. Hannity. I put Hannity on. It puts me to sleep. Literally, it's around my bedtime, and that monologue is, he is ripe for Newsmax to come in and take his crown away from him, because I think people watch Hannity out of habit and they feel like there's nothing else.
The guy, Ruddy. Why don't you call over there?
Chris Ruddy? Well, I'm doing it right now on the radio. Well, he should be. This is the political show of record in the South Florida radio market. He lives here. Of course, Chris Ruddy listens to us. All right, listen, we'll take our first break of the last hour. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Hurricane season is right around the corner. This gives us only a short period of time to make sure your roof and home is ready for the 2021 hurricane season. So don't delay and call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Our website is www.laportacontracting.com, where you will find our latest video and live testimonials from a few of our past clients.
Why, is there bad weather somewhere?
Is 954-604-4602.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in...
Yeah, Chris Salcedo. That's the other guy's name. Yeah.
Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beat. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to this show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we're back now. Let me tell you, just to finish. I was finish up on this. I'm finishing up with the spot. People listening. Thing about Friendly Tire in Margate, you will not find tires this low. They have new and used, and a lot of people ask me about this. The prices that we give on Friendly Tire on the new tires, and the used tires, out the door and on the road. Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire has no add-ons, right? He doesn't charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire. He doesn't charge you to dispose of your old tires. The prices we give are out the door and on the road, no added fees. So that's amazing. And I just sent my mother-in-law went in there a couple weeks ago, and she didn't go and name drop. She went in and bought tires. He saved her $120 per tire on her SUV. It's absolutely amazing. And every car in my family is on the road on tires from Friendly Tire. Same goes with Steve. You can call Friendly Mike right over the phone. He'll give you a quote right on the phone. His number, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net. And if you ever need a number or any information on any Steve Kane Show sponsor, they're all listed, all the contact information at stevekaneshow.com. All right, Steve, what'd you have there?
I am very frustrated and angry. I want to...
Oh, this song?
Yes, it's driving me crazy. Plus, it's worth it just to turn our audience on, not just to the song, but to the movie.
Okay.
The movie is spectacular, okay? So you are going to have to do it. You got the machine in front of you. Look up the song.
Well, the show's not over yet. Somebody might call in and give it to us. If they don't, I'll...
Be a backup for me.
Okay. Well, let's take some calls first, and we'll do this while we're taking some calls. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning. Oh, hey, Bob Reich. How are you?
How are you? Mr. Reich, how are you?
representatives like Schultz and like Lois Frankel and like
Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Yeah, and like Ted Deutsch. Here is Biden deciding to give more money to the Palestinians again after Trump stopped. And what did they spend the money on first? Those poor Palestinians? Missiles.
Yeah.
So to hit Israel. Wonderful. And these Jews down here, these representatives, don't say a word.
Let them have it. Let them have it, Bob.
Pardon?
I say let them have it. Rant.
Pardon?
He wants you to tell off Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Ted Deutsch.
Florida Jews. Here you have these.
There you go. Now you're cooking.
Who keep putting these people back in office. And I don't know as a Jew, I don't know how the Jews down here have no pride, have no self-preservation. There's my rant.
Well, I'll tell you what. No, this is Bob. I'll tell you, Bob Reich. Here's the deal. Okay, Ilhan Omar. Israel was attacked. They responded in defense, and Ilhan Omar called Israel, their actions, their defensive actions, terrorism. The question asked Ted Deutsch and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who I forgot about Debbie. I haven't heard from her in a while, but they are friends with Ilhan Omar. They're in the Democrat caucus together. They work with Ilhan Omar. So I would like to ask them to respond to Ilhan Omar's tweet, Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Ted Deutsch.
Debbie's who Debbie's rabbi is and the show.
Yeah.
It's a good program.
Is there any rabbi like the one I went to when I finally walked out of the sermon and never came back again?
Yeah.
The rabbi stopped rooting for the Palestinians.
Really?
Life is wonderful.
I get maybe he wasn't rooting for the Palestinians. Maybe he was just illustrating how the Holocaust happened.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a lesson. It was
exactly.
A lesson. Yes. Number two, I want to say we have the sheets from My Pillow, and Mary and I, fortunately, we travel quite a bit. We stay at some very nice places. I have never slept on sheets like these. They are luxury. Absolutely wonderful.
I have the MyPillow 100% Giza cotton dream sheets. What is one of the things I find they're amazing about them is that no matter what the temperature is, hot, cold, my body is always the perfect temperature under these MyPillow 100% Giza cotton dream sheets.
Mike is such a genius. You realize he's selling this wholesale because the stores kicked him out. So he's passing the benefits on to us.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So order yours and at mypillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code Kane. All right, Bob Reich, thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
The spot for My Pillow, you might as well give the number.
All right, this person's got the phone up to the radio. No, that wasn't Bob. That was the next caller. I don't know what they're doing. No, I don't know what. Let me try one more. Good morning. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I guess that's the Debbie Wasserman Schultz response there. It's an interesting thing though, because this attack on Israel was pretty bad yesterday, and and of course this happened because Trump's not the president anymore, and they know they can get away with it. Yeah. And here we are, 2.5 hours into the show. It took 2.5 hours to have a Jew in South Florida, where we have more Jews than in Israel, to call in and even bring it up. We've been taking calls all day. Not one concerned Jew about this attack. 2.5 hours, yeah. Now, by the way, I wanted just to verify this before I mentioned the 100% Giza Dream Sheets, 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets for MyPillow with the promo code Kane at mypillow.com. Buy one set, right? You get a second set free, and it includes free shipping. And so I wanted to confirm the offer before I gave it out. So with the Giza Dream Sheets, buy one set, get a second set free, and free shipping. And the countdown to Father's Day has begun. And what I'm recommending for Father's Day are two gifts that every dad would love: the MyPillow bathrobe, which I have, and it comes in multiple colors. It is the most comfortable bathrobe I've ever worn, and I've worn very nice, expensive bathrobes on our cruises, in hotels. They always give you those fancy bathrobes. The MyPillow bathrobe is soft, it's comfortable, and it's perfect. And it comes in many sizes as well. 30% off. Yeah, 30% off with the promo code Kane. The MyPillow My Slippers, every dad wants slippers to wear with his robe. 40% off with the promo code Kane on the MyPillow My Slippers. And I asked my wife to order me a pair of the MyPillow My Slippers for my Father's Day present. And every dad, it's a great set to get them, would love to have the MyPillow bathrobe and the MyPillow slippers. And he just wants you to let him sit on the couch and watch TV for a few hours while he's wearing the MyPillow bathrobe and the MyPillow slippers. But go to MyPillow.com and you get those great deals. The MyPillow My Slippers come in multiple styles and colors, and this is amazing. They come with the exclusive 3-tier MyPillow cushioning system, which is absolutely amazing. I'm going to go through this now. Now, these slippers from MyPillow are meant to be worn all day long, not just inside, but outside too. They're made of genuine leather, made with the MyPillow proprietary foam to give you all-day support, memory foam to provide ultimate comfort, the MyPillow patented impact gel to prevent fatigue of both your feet and your legs. And again, they're made for indoor and outdoor use all day long. 40% off the MyPillow slippers with the promo code Kane. Mike Lindell says they're guaranteed the most comfortable slippers you will ever own. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. All right, we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to a Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car. It's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you
Steve
by
Kane Show.
Barry Siegel at the Siegel.
Oh, hey, Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
At the time of your passing, call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, we put the call out for Jews who are upset at the Jewish Democrat Congress people of South Florida not coming out and defending Israel after they were attacked yesterday. We heard from of course, what's more important than saving the Jews is finding the name of Steve's song. Now, there is a song called Wrecking Ball by, there's a song called Wrecking... Well, let me finish. There's a song called Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus, and there's one by Neil Young. I'm guessing yours is the Neil Young song. But I don't know what movie. But can we get back to saving the Jews now? Okay. All right, now we have Ian, who's our travel agent from Cruise and Travel Depot, organizes all the Steve Kane cruises. And, of course, Ian is a Jew, and I know Ian has words to say about Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Ted Deutsch and Lois Frankel and all the other Jewish Democrats in Congress from South Florida. Hey, Ian.
Oh, I certainly do, because they go around to all the different communities trying to raise money from the community, and then they turn their backs when their co-religionists and fellow people are under fire from Hamas rockets, and those funds are provided by the Western countries time and time again, and they don't even give the country diplomatic cover. I mean, Lois Frankel mentored some of the members of the squad who are now condemning Israel.
Wait a minute. Lois Frankel mentored members of the squad who today are referring to Israel as a terrorist state?
Correct.
Oh my goodness. That's Lois. That's my voice in Congress.
Congress too.
Oh, yeah. Great.
It must be my voice.
No, not my, no. You got a Republican. You're lucky.
You're kidding.
And never dare have done this when Trump was in office. They would never dare, because they wouldn't have the diplomatic cover they're going to get from the Biden administration and from the European Union. It's disgusting.
You know, I gotta wonder though, Ian. You know, I don't want to make light of this. The Congress people we named, Lois Frankel, Ted Deutsch, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz, they basically get elected for being Jews. They go to, because in their districts are large Jewish communities, and they go there and they talk about being Jewish and the security of Israel, and then when Israel's attacked, it's the sound of silence. What does someone like a Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Frankel, what do they tell themselves when they see Ilhan Omar refer to the Jewish state as a terrorist state?
My opinion is that they're leftists first and Jews second, because in the more traditional circles that I walk in, you don't find too many Democrats or leftists.
Yeah, but when the attack, listen, what happened yesterday, I know it's not 9/11, it was a smaller thing, but when 9/11 happened, New York City was the focus of the attack. That is as liberal as it gets. There was no politics in this country after 9/11. When we come together as Americans, regardless of our politics. When your people are under attack, I don't see how you could do anything but come out not only and condemn the attack, but condemn those who condemn Israel for defending themselves during the attack. It makes no sense.
With Debbie Wasserman Schultz, she just has some confusion in her mind.
Well, she's the worst of the worst, because the reason she has such a long hyphenated name is she doesn't want people to think she's German with Schultz, so she hyphenates Wasserman. I mean, if she were in the Army, the name wouldn't even fit on the front of the uniform. It's so long. She wants everybody to see the Wasserman, because, Sergeant Schultz and all that stuff. And it's really a disgrace. And I'll tell you, there was a time in South Florida when something like this happened, Jews would be, there was a thing. Jews as a group were liberal, okay? But when it came to Israel, there used to be a phrase people said, they're liberals in America but hawks in Israel. So Jews were, as a group, mostly liberal, Democrats, but when it came to the security of Israel, they were like Donald Rumsfeld or G.W. Bush.
Rabbi David before.
Yeah, where's Rabbi David? But see, the thing is, with Ian here, you're Orthodox, and Orthodox Jews have always been right on the money on everything. It's Democrats who are Jews where we have these issues.
And in the Orthodox circles, I can assure you, there's complete and total outrage.
Well, with secular Jews, this is how I read it, and I don't know. This is my observation, and you guys can let me know if I'm right or wrong. To someone like Debbie Wasserman Schultz or Lois Frankel, being Jewish is like, my wife's Italian. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's just like it's not about a religion. It's not about a people. It's just about
On voting day, it is on voting day.
Yeah.
They get as many votes as they can from the Jewish.
And people like Laura Loomer, if Laura Loomer had beat Lois Frankel, or Joe Kaufman would have beat Debbie Wasserman Schultz, we'd have two South Florida Congress people standing up against Ilhan Omar's anti-Semitic tweet, and against the attacks on Israel. All right, well, Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. By the way, our Steve Kane cruise is in January, our Steve Kane 2022 MAGA cruise. We're going to Aruba, we're going to the Cayman Islands, Curacao, and Bonaire. It's 9 nights of incredible fun. This is our largest cruise group yet. Call Ian and just get your reservation locked in. Cruising is going to be starting up this summer here in Florida. And yeah, Ian's still with us. And when the cruise...
Going to join.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great. When the first cruise ship leaves port, they're going to be booking up quick. They're going to be booking up quick. And you're going to be left out. And the cruise ships are going to have limited capacity, probably about half of what they normally will have. So they're going to fill up. They're going to fill up quick. And the prices are a little better now, too. Let me give you Ian's number while we got him on the line. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. If you miss it, it's listed at SteveKaneShow.com. Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Join us on the 9-day Steve Kane 2022 MAGA Cruise. All right, Ian, take care. And thanks for calling in today. Yeah, well, you know, yeah, that's the way it is. So your daughter's going to come with us this time?
Yeah.
That's good. Well, it would have been a surprise if she didn't tell you and showed up. But she'll go. So it's not so much of a... Yeah, you know, so the surprise is blown, but that would be great. Yesterday, Lindsey Graham was on TV, and he was talking about all this division going on among Trump's MAGA group with the Liz Cheney crowd, and here's Lindsey yesterday.
Popular Republican in America. It's not Lindsey Graham, it's not Liz Cheney, it's Donald Trump. People on our side of the aisle believe that Trump policies worked. They're disappointed that he lost. And to try to erase Donald Trump from the Republican Party is insane. And the people who try to erase him are going to wind up getting erased. It's impossible for this party to move forward without President Trump being its leader, because the people who are conservative have chosen him as their leader. And you know why they chose him? Because he delivered.
Yeah. Okay, now here's what Lindsey didn't talk, and that was Hannity last night. It's amazing Hannity didn't talk during that, I don't know, like 35 seconds. That's amazing. I think that's a new record for Sean Hannity. Let the guest talk for 35 seconds without talking about himself or the pepper ball gun or anything.
The warden.
Oh, yeah. Or how he worked all day digging ditches and things like that. At night he was on the radio and he worked his way up.
Karate classes.
Exactly. Kung Fu. He's that's right. He knows about takedowns and chokeholds. He studied the martial arts. What a dope. That's why you got to watch this new show on Newsmax at 9 o'clock against Hannity. They need to really, I would like to see Hannity have to get back to working on that show and make it, more than just an ego exercise. Hannity's problem, then I'll comment on that thing there. Hannity's problem is this. He got divorced from his wife, and he kept it secret for a few years. Hannity's ego changed when he was a single man, and I think it happened because Hannity is not a good-looking guy. He's been married a long time. Now he's single and rich. He can get hot women, so that is why his ego has gotten so bad the last few years. But anyway, Lindsey Graham, he's talking about how, the party can't win and move forward with this divide over Trump. Now, I'm sure Lindsey Graham's aware of this, okay, but he didn't want to get into it because I'm aware of it. Liz Cheney and that wing of the Republican Party want to lose the midterm election. Liz Cheney and her crew want the Democrats to maintain control of the House and have a bigger majority, and they want to have a bigger majority for Democrats in the Senate. And Liz Cheney and those Republicans want to lose in 2024 too, because if Trump's not running, he's going to endorse someone. They don't want to go forward as winners. They want to lose the next two elections, the Liz Cheney establishment Republicans, so that they think that'll purge America of Trump and the MAGA movement, that if he has two big defeats, midterms and the presidential election in 2024, it'll be over. Yeah. So they're not trying to win anything, Liz Cheney and the rest. And I don't buy this thing about her being removed as leadership as being a problem. This is just to make us feel good. She's still going to be in Congress. Kevin McCarthy still is working behind the scenes with her. You know, this is just to make the peasants feel like we've gotten a victory and Liz Cheney no longer has the leadership position. I don't.
Supports her opponent. You don't think that Trump can beat her in the?
I was talking about this on Friday's show. I've already seen there's 3 to 5 Republicans talking about running in the primary in Wyoming against in her race. We're split. Yeah, so these people, the people that are, Trump's going to back someone against Liz Cheney, but they're going to have others in the primary, and the others in the primary, some of them might be supported by Liz Cheney herself, because they want. There's 2 groups of voters in Wyoming. There's the ones that want to keep Liz Cheney in the House, and there's the anti-group. And if there's 3 to 5 anti-Liz Cheney people, we've split our vote 5 ways. And her people are united, and she wins the primary. Yeah, there's sabotage going on there.
Well, that I won't deny, but it's not going to be successful.
I hope not. But right now, whoever Donald Trump's pick is in Wyoming should be the only candidate in the primary, and anyone else that's in the primary need to be looked at to see who put them up. Pelosi, Romney, Cheney. You know, they're trying to divide the anti-Liz Cheney vote in Wyoming.
Once the elections start, the off-year elections start, anybody bad-mouthing Trump in the...
But it's still, if they have 3 Liz Cheney opponents in the primary, they're splitting the anti-Cheney vote, and the Cheney people are firm.
But just think about this before you make a final statement. You really think that when Donald Trump he's got a lot invested in this race, okay? You don't really, actually it's going to be a bellwether. There are a lot of people going to, it's a gauge of his strength.
Not me, he's being set up in Wyoming.
You don't think he's going to find somebody to run against her?
Yeah, but Steve, don't you understand? Not if the fake rhinos put up 3 other fake candidates that want Liz Cheney to win, but are running against her in the primary as anti-Cheney candidates. They're going to split the anti-Cheney vote out there. Yeah. All right, listen, we'll take our last break of the day. When we come back, it'll be time for the Gold Report, all right? You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve is here, of course. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
You need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalwood Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
This is Dr. Mitchell Matez of the BioStation West Delray. I am so happy to be able to now offer the latest and most comprehensive approach to health, wellness, and anti-aging at my new West Delray location. In addition to the hormone therapies you are accustomed to, we can now offer testing for all of your health concerns, including vitamin and nutrient levels, cardiac risk panels, immune system markers, and much, much more. We also offer the full array of aesthetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc., as well as the latest state-of-the-art non-invasive treatments for erectile dysfunction, private IV suites, personal patient advocates, and comprehensive wellness, all in a spectacular new setting. Call me at my new office number, 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893 to schedule your appointment today.
Listen to the Steve Kane on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, the time has come for my favorite section of the program, and that is, of course, we check in with William Youngerman of William Youngerman Inc. William, one of the world's leading authorities on gold and silver and all the wonderful precious metals. We are blessed to hear from him each day at this time. as he tells you how the metals market fared yesterday and how they're opening up this morning. William, is it still wild and crazy?
Well, no, I'm down a little bit. We've got some bases being built here nicely above the $1,800 number, which was resistance, and now gold is, yesterday closed out at $1,836, which was up $5.30. Silver closed at $27.27 the ounce, which was down 16 cents, while platinum was down $4 at $1,243, and palladium was up $42 at $2,872 the ounce. This morning, got a little bit of a pullback on what we call Contrary Tuesday, giving us that buying opportunity we look for. Gold down $1 right now at $1,835 the ounce. Silver up 10 cents at $27.37. Platinum down $23 at $1,220, and palladium down $12 at $2,860 the ounce. So the market's stable after making nice gains last week. We'll see how that continues this week. But today, probably a great day to take advantage of any kind of gifts that we might.
Yeah, and don't forget, with Father's Day coming up, William Youngerman has a great collection of estate jewelry, including watches that any dad would like. And William Youngerman, can you tell people what kind of watches you have over there?
Well, we have them. We have Rolexes. We have different brands of beautiful gold watches, many of which we just sell for the gold weight. But they come and go very quickly. So when you're going to take advantage of that, you have to almost get on the list of your want list or your list to get. But all of our jewelry is priced basically for the gold value. So it's a great way of in gold because you can actually wear your investment.
Now, if you can stop in to get on that list and tell William Youngerman what you're looking for, that's great. But you can also call them. And William Youngerman is located in Boca Raton, so the estate stuff that comes in is it's Boca, if you know what I mean. The address over there is 150 East Palmetto Park in Boca Raton, which is just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. The website williamyoungerman.com. And you can give them a call. They open weekdays at 10 a.m. 800-327-5010. 800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care. Yeah. You'll find over there, you'll be able to buy watches and jewelry that you otherwise would not be able to afford because his prices are so low. Have you sent the family out to fill their cars up with gas with this possible gas shortage we're going to have?
My family anticipated this, and
oh, they filled up
yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
You didn't even check for that song, did you?
I have. I told you there's a Neil Young version of it, and there's a Miley Cyrus version, but I don't see anything about a movie. There's a I did look, but I don't see it connected to a movie. Okay, I doubt that's the movie. That can't be the movie. It can't be that recent. A couple
of years old.
Yeah. See, we're facing an energy crisis, Jews under attack, and Steve's got to find the name of the song in the movie. That's what's important, people. So if you know, 888 go K1. Yeah, obviously. No, yeah, right. Oh, I want to tell people also, I wanted to talk about this earlier, and I'd forgot about this. I was waiting for Steve to join us. Steve and I yesterday took a trip over to Dr. Matez's new office at the biostation, and it is a beautiful modern office. It's more like a spa than a physician's office, but we'll talk more about his new office soon. But hormone replacement pellet therapy, I became a patient of Dr. Matez's 5 years ago when I turned 45 years old, and you hear us talk a lot about hormone replacement pellet therapy. I'll tell you in more detail about it tomorrow for those that are new. But what it does is it restores your hormone levels to where you were when you were in your mid-20s. And I find I feel better than I did when I was 25, because when you're 25, you don't eat right. And in my case, I was drinking and partying all the time, worked in radio, all my friends were in radio. So, it was a party time. And now, because I eat better and I'm not drinking and partying, I feel better in every way than I did when I was in my 20s. But if you've been a patient of Dr. Matez's in the past, he has a new office number at the new location in Delray, and the new office number is 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. And tomorrow we'll talk more about the biostation and Dr. Montez's new office, which I was very much impressed by. It was absolutely amazing, and I was there with Steve just yesterday. No, you know, Steve, what you really see going on with all these crises we're having in America today, this gas situation, the what's the other one? The attack in Israel. You know, and there's another big deal going on. I was talking with one of our listeners. He's trying to hire people here in South Florida. He can't hire anyone because unemployment is paying more than people would make working for him. And you know, and you've got this problem going on in this. Yeah, you know, and this one of our listeners, his name's Gary, and he said he would have to pay people $15 an hour. The work he does, it's not worth $15. You know, you make less than $15 an hour doing it, because that's what the job's worth. And he said everybody that wants to get hired wants to make at least $15 starting out with no experience. And he says if I can find somebody to hire because they don't want to work, because that's how much they make on unemployment now. They make more not working than working. He says I'd have to give everybody that works for me a raise to $15 an hour. And he can't afford to do that. And I think that's just according to plan by the Democrats, because they want to have everybody on the dole like in Europe, you know. But everywhere I go, yeah.
They have no plans. They just, you know, kind of stumbling around.
Winging it. Yeah, that's just what you want in a president, right? Winging it, stumbling around. Yeah. I mean, every business I go to pretty much has a now hiring sign. Okay, now it's time to check in with Richard Pearl, whose show, Richard Pearl on Politics, follows the Steve Kane Show immediately each day on this radio station at 9 a.m. And, of course, he's got his great store, Simply Natural, his vitamin shop. Richard Pearl, good morning. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Another Republican, Ryan.
We need a better name than Rhino. Republican in name only is just so mild for these guys, you know? Well, to the left, that's a badge of honor. They're like, what's their name? I want to make sure to send money to them and vote for them. I mean, you know.
Look at all the Democrats who stood behind her. You know, you could tell the position of people by the people who surround them and support them. And when you only have Democrats supporting you, then you know you're not.
Now, you know, I had a listener contact me off the air about you, Richard Pearl, and about your supplements that you offer up at Simply Natural and Sunrise. They asked if you have anything for chronic pain.
That's an easy one, but we also get at the cause. It's one thing to treat the symptom, but there's an underlying cause, so we deal with that more. Because in the long run, you just don't want to take a pill to take away a pain, because if you don't get at the underlying reason why you have the pain, you're just going to be taking pain pills for life.
Yeah.
And whether they're natural or otherwise, it's a stupid idea to only take the pain pill. It's much better to fix the problem.
Yeah, you might as well take a couple shots of tequila and Jack if that's all you want to do. I mean, you know.
From Mexico, I don't.
Oh, okay. No tequila over there. Mm-hmm.
Solutions. I don't treat symptoms. And by the way, speaking of that, been getting a lot of people lately from different.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, listen, time is short, and you know, Richard Pearl, his store, Simply Natural, great shop for all the nutraceutical needs you'll ever have. stop in or call. If you've got an issue, tell them what the issue is. And they'll direct you to the supplement. They can help you with that. Simply Natural is located in the city of Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University, open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. The phone number over there, if you're out of town, you want to call 954-741-4045, 954-741-4045. And, of course, his radio show, Richard Pearl on Politics, just moments away on this radio station. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for that. All right, Richard Pearl, have a great show. We'll talk tomorrow. And, Steve, just time to sign us off.
Excuse me. It is that time. We thank you for joining us this morning. Yes, we will be back to do it all over again tomorrow, 6 a.m. Until then, on behalf of my technical director, Tyler Kane, my executive producer, Brian Craig, I am yours truly, Steve Kane. Till tomorrow, God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, thanks for watching, everyone. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And if you guys could, before you go, everybody, please like the video before you go. That helps a lot. Liking the video helps get the video recommended to other people who like this kind of content. And if someone you think would like this program and they're not subscribed, get them to subscribe, all right? Subscribe on all your accounts, because I know you have multiple accounts, so you get all the notifications. Get all your friends to subscribe. Share the show on your social media. That helps me a lot, too. And, of course, liking the video. I'm turning on our voicemail. Every day when the show's over, I turn on our voicemail. So if you call our call-in number, you get our voicemail, and the message goes directly to me, no one else. And sometimes I play them on the radio if they're good messages. All right, guys, I got to take off, but I'll see you later, all right?